some stuff first.
There we go. We're live. Hello, everyone.
No.
Welcome to Friday Night Live at the bench. We're here. Another week's flown on by, and we're here tonight for a few hours to keep you entertained in one way, shape, or form. Don't forget, we're going to talk about this a few times now to remind everybody. Next Friday is our charity auction. So from 7 p.m. onwards, all night, the whole night will be dedicated to the auction for Crohn's and colitis and dementia, isn't it?
Alzheimer's Society.
Alzheimer's.
That's the one.
Very important.
We've had loads of donations, and we've got over 80 lots now, haven't we, Si?
80, bang on 80, yep.
Well, it'll be over by the time we get more. Don't worry. There'll be. Simon's like,
We want to try to hit that 100 mark. Is what we want to try.
yes, we need 100. So yeah, don't forget next week from 7 o'clock. That is on. Tonight we're joined by Jamie. We got me. We got Paul Lewis. We got Simon. We got Rich. Like we've just been joking, has escaped from a local penitentiary. We've got a guest member tonight. We've got Tracy Frogelman. He's with us, and he's got a nice bit of pussy on his bed.
Yeah.
Frog sword.
Yeah. We've got Roland, who's here with his biggest fan and his hairdryer. Dan is with us, international jet setter, is here with us. No, wrong one.
I know.
Awkward. We've got Joe Camilleri is with us, as usual. We've got Luke Ward. We've got Alan Parker. And last but not least, Mr. Scattergun himself is with us.
There it is.
Yes. So tonight we've got Simon looking at what you've been buying. We've got questions for the crew with Dan. We've got what you've ruined with Luke. We've got Paul's question of the week from last week or the week before.
From 4 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's a while ago. And we've got Roland looking at what you've been finished, and Dan, who's looking for God, I think, who's going to show up. We also have a nice guest interview tonight. Jamie's going to do his first. It is your first interview, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
It is his first interview on Joe tonight.
Well, it is since that bank robbery, Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this interview is different. That's going the other way, isn't it?
Just informal interview, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to be guilty of this one.
Yeah. So we've got that to look forward to as well.
So just let them know they need to think of good questions to ask Joe.
Yeah, we've got the questions to ask Joe. Jot them down, not in the chat. Just wait until we're doing it. And then when we go through ours, we will we'll open the floor up to everybody else.
Great.
Maybe had a good week.
Be gentle. Be
Yeah.
quiet.
Okay.
Very good week, yes.
Been a
Great
hectic
week.
one.
Busy.
It's been 7 days is what it's been.
Yes.
Is it really?
Yes. Yep.
Apparently.
7 whole days.
I'm sure I squeezed 21 into this 7. You know. Swear.
6. It's only 6 if you squint hard enough, though. Like, yeah.
No,
It feels
I don't need another week like this week.
oh,
Yeah.
I bet I could. I'll raise you my week.
Right then, someone get a violin out quick. So yeah, if you're watching, say hello in the chat. Let us know you're there. Give us a thumbs up as well, and yeah, we'll run through our sections as we go. So, would you like to read the chat, Mr. I think we should call you Mr. Cave then, Mr. Crow.
Cave.
Mr. Cave, if you want.
You might want to
Mr.
jump to
Cave.
the end first, though, Dan. That's quite a good comment. That
Mr.
one.
The one at the end is quite good. The good morning, afternoon, evening.
It disappears, yeah.
Yes, the time zone friendly. Paul J. Lewis with good morning, afternoon, evening,
Oh, no,
model
it's-
kit wranglers everywhere.
I was talking about the Mike Pierre one I was on about.
Moved as he said it, so it was quite funny.
That wasn't the last one for me. 6th last. From Mike Pierre Hasselgrove says, evening everyone. Sadly won't be able to watch live tonight as I'm on holiday in New York. If Luke hasn't already been. Have a good show and catch you when back. I don't know, Luke, have you been to New York?
I have, yeah.
Ooh.
Really?
New York about 15 times over now.
I take it you found your charger for your Mac.
No, I bought a new one.
Oh,
And then he found the old one.
I will do, yeah. I will. I bought it,
Eventually.
and for £10, a kind lady said I could keep. It wasn't hers, but she said I could keep it. So that's what I bought this wire from.
Oh, there will be knocks on the door shortly.
Well, that's definitely permission. Some random kind lady said you could keep something.
Yeah.
To me,
That
that just sounds
counts.
like shoplifting.
Yeah.
Criminal! Criminal, arrest him!
Anyway, let's get back to the beginning. So in the beginning was Simon Shorey with an Evening Peeps, followed swiftly by Here Roland, Model Kit Beginner. Welcome to the show. Swiftly followed up with an hello everyone from Mr. Parker. And another crew member, Joe, was there as well. But hey everyone, with a wavy hand and a big thumb. Followed by someone who's here tonight with us as well. That's Tracy Fogelman.
One of those.
Someone
Man.
who says hello everyone. Hello Tracy.
Hello, Tracy Flogsword.
And that was swiftly followed by Mr. Ward himself with an I Savalize. Thank you, Mr. Ward. So our first genuine viewer of the night is Colin Gauntlet, who says, "Evening, guys. Hope you're all doing well." Hey, Colin.
Hi, Colin.
Followed by Aftab saying, "Good evening, everyone." Hey, Aftab.
Hey, buddy.
Steve's in with a good evening, all. Hey, Steve.
Good, Steve.
Hi, Stephen.
David James is in saying, "Good evening, all, and trust you're all well."
James.
Is
Not bad.
Dan breaking up for you lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
There's a small crackle.
Okay.
Yeah.
A crackle. And there's a crackle in the force. Let's see if I can sort that out. Hugh Gordon is in saying, "Evening, everyone." Evening, Hugh.
Hi, Hugh.
Followed by Stuart Arts, who says, "Evening, all."
Oh,
Hi,
Stuart.
Steve.
Stuart.
Hey, Stuart.
Robert Justin is in, who says, "Good evening, everyone."
Oh, Robert.
Hey, buddy.
Robert.
Oh, baby David.
And Peter Millgate is in saying, "Good evening, folks."
Hello,
Hey,
Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Good day.
Good morning.
Sean White is in saying, "Good evening, crew and all in chat."
Hello, Sean.
Hi,
Hello,
Sean.
John.
Graham French is in saying, "Evening, guys."
Graham.
Graham.
Oh,
And someone by the name of Dead Phoenix Models is in. "Hello, all y'all from Canada."
Oh, Dan.
Hi,
Dan.
Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Hello.
Marcus Dale is in saying, "Good evening, everyone."
Hey, Marcus.
Hi, Marcus.
Marcus.
Brandon is with us as well saying, "Evening, guys, thumbs up."
Brandon.
Brandon.
Wayne Saunders is in saying, "Hi, guys." Hey, Wayne.
Hey,
Hey,
Wayne.
Wayne.
Richard P is in saying, "Good evening to all the crew / chat."
As it read.
Hey,
Hey,
Richard.
buddy.
Richard.
And Hey Mika is with us saying, "Good evening, all."
Hi, Mika. Hey.
Just Johnny is in saying, "Good evening, live crew and all in chat."
Hi, Johnny.
Hi, Johnny.
And Digsby James says, "Captain Caveman." I like that. Keith is in Hall 247. "Good evening, everyone. I'm at work, so just listening in." Hey, Keith.
Hi,
Hey,
Keith.
Keith.
Hey, Keith.
Keith.
Go ahead.
Dave Robinson's in saying, "Hey all, hope everyone is where you ever are on this spinning ball of dirt we call home."
Sorry, Dan,
Yeah,
you missed that important link in there, mate.
I'll get to that. Hold your
Okay.
horses.
He's talking. Yeah, get on, Simon.
You.
Wow.
CB Model Works is in saying, "Good evening, crew and chat. Hope everyone is well today."
Evening, Chris.
Hi, buddy.
Dave Robinson's in saying, "Come on, guys, hit the thumbs up."
That's
yeah.
it, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
And as the chat is rolling on, because I was rudely interrupted, I'll rudely go back and remind everyone that Simon, who is such a top bloke, has posted a link to something that is actually really important, despite all the laughing and joking. That's a link to Just Giving page, which everyone should go and donate. Go and give us your money, because it's going to go to some really worthy causes. So please have a look at the link and please support and give generously. Any and all contributions.
Yes.
What are you looking at?
My telly.
Oh,
Why?
I do technically need to move it over there, but I can't be asked.
What's
Kind of,
Hey, what?
It's on your telly.
John Wick.
Well, it's good to see you connected to the show anyway.
Yeah.
I was going to nip in the house for half an hour and watch EastEnders. Be back in a bit.
he kind of reminds me of our cat who often sits there and stares at the wall for no reason.
Is the cat demented as well? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elderly, demented, you know.
Fat,
It's not a dig at
overweight.
you, Paul. It's not a dig at you.
Yeah. Jeff Light is in saying good evening, guys, and everyone in chat. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Maggie.
Hi,
Jeff.
Jeff. Hi, Maggie.
Yeah, we missed you.
Jeff. Hey, Maggie.
Sarah Neal is in saying evening, fellas and crew.
Hey, Sarah.
Patrick McGeever is in saying evening, all.
Patrick.
How's it, Patrick?
Patrick.
Oz Scale Modeling is in saying good morning, evening, everyone.
Hi, Peter.
We're also joined by Johnny Becker, who says good evening, guys, from Denmark.
Yeah, that's
Good evening, Johnny. Welcome to the show.
Anybody know any Danish?
only bacon.
The ones with the strawberry in the middle.
Dan.
I'll do.
Yes. Carol Roberts is in saying good evening, all. And Scale Model Chris is in saying evening, all. Rare evening where I get to watch live.
Chris.
Nice stuff.
Hey, Chris. Good deal, Chris.
And Paul Christopher is with us saying evening, fellow modelers, and we are all caught up.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Paul.
Beautiful.
There we go. Red to there. Right then. What should we do first? What should we start the roll on? Purchases side? Should we start with purchases? Purchases? Yes. Cool.
Yeah,
If you
good
want to,
point.
we can start with that. Let me just
Always a
share my
good
screen.
Jesus.
See that sharing for everyone?
Yes.
It be.
Oh, goody, guys.
Picture of a bloke on a jet ski.
Oh, damn, wrong bit, wrong
Damn, I
screen.
forgot to do that. Shit. I knew there's something I had to do.
I've tried his credit cards. It don't work.
You leave my jet ski alone. It was nice last week on that.
Hmm.
Anyway, first up this week, we have a Graham French who says, hi, guys. Another couple of escorts for the stash. Picking up the old Bell kit model, but a bit scarce and getting pricey. Need to get sorted and start building these for the collection. Take care and stay safe, guys. Nice one,
Nice one,
Graham.
Graham.
Very nice.
Are you going to do out the box schemes or something a bit different? You let us know. Next up, we have Sean White, who says, evening, guys. Managed to drop into a couple of older Tamiya F1 kits this week. First up is the 120th Brabham BT46 kit. Nice one, mate. He also picked up the 120th Jordan 191 kit too, though he needs to source some replacement decals for this one as the originals are missing. I can tell you where to get those from, Sean. And finally, he also picked up the 112, put my teeth back in, Aaron M23 kit, again from Tamiya.
I almost bid on that one as well.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Almost, Ellen. Almost.
Almost, yeah. I thought no, I don't.
Almost, but didn't.
Well, you missed out there, Sean.
Yeah,
Got
no,
it.
I tell you, if that's what I'm thinking of, we've got that at a good price.
Next up, we have Mr. Daniel Scattergood, 2 A's. He got me some surface art from E Models and some 40 millimeter tape from Tamiya from Amazon. And finally, a 40 millimeter tape holder and custom airbrush holder from Alan Parker's Scale Models. Very nice, Dan.
Very nice.
Very nice. Love that airbrush hole. That's really cool.
Now, there's now a new, I can't remember what they're called, a better range of primers than those out, and they're really good.
I know. Incidentally, I ordered them 2 days before the new primers came out, weirdly.
No worries, mate.
Funny that how that
Anyway.
always works.
Next up, we have Glenn Snyder, who says, hi, Simon. First up, is the Italeri 112 Alfa Romeo 179/179C. He also picked up decals from MSM Creation with the proper fluorescent red and for the 179C version. I haven't even had a drink tonight, God.
Maybe you need one.
Next up,
That's
Glenn
more you.
got Tamiya 112 Brabham BT 44B from Tamiya. Nice one, mate.
Very nice.
And lastly, the Revel 125th BRE Datsun 510 and various detail bits from Studio 27 and Top Studio. Well, that's a nice little
Oh,
haul.
I
there, mate.
love that. That's a 510.
Yeah, cool, isn't it? I like that.
Cool little
Nice one,
parcel.
Glenn.
That one.
And up after Glenn, we have Mr. Digsby James, who says, trust you are all doing well. First up, something he is very excited to now own are the Canadian armoured vehicles, 135th Hobby Boss Canadian Leopard 1A1 MBT, a 135th Trumpeter Canadian AVGP Cougar, which is the improved version apparently, 135th Trumpeter Canadian AVGP Husky, Trumpeter Canadian light armoured vehicle, 3 Kodiak from World War II, a 135th Tamiya German Stug 4, and for his V8 cars, a Golfer 124th, 125th pre-wire distributor with boot in the Axel colours. As always, take care, enjoy the show, and thanks for taking a look. Cheers, Digby. Very nice, Digby. That's a hell of a haul this week.
Major haul.
Cool.
Nice one. Very cool. Next up, we have Mr. Aftaba, aka Carson Ward D'Artagnan. Evening, Simon and the crew. The following were gifts from the wife and kids for his birthday this week. Not sure, but might be subtle hint to find a hobby. First up is the F35A 148 from Tamiya, Mercedes-Benz SLR, McLaren 124th, a Ducati Superleggera 112th, and Kit Season 3 in 124th. Very nice indeed. And nice to see you've actually opened the box and started one, mate, as well.
Nice.
Cool.
I like that Ducati. That's on the wish list at some point.
Good kit.
He also got a Quacker ZX12R in 112th, a P51D Mustang, an M8 GTE, and a Meng FA18E in 148th.
Oh,
Very
brilliant.
nice indeed. It's a nice mix of planes and bikes and cars there, mate, across the board.
That FA18 is not small.
No, very cool. And last but not least, he also got a 67 Impala and a 67 Corvette. Thanks for looking.
Oh dear.
Nice.
Nice one,
That's
Aftab.
a
Very
nice
cool.
haul. Yeah, really nice.
Oh, nice one, Aftab.
Happy birthday too.
Nice stuff in there. Yeah, happy
Oh, yeah,
birthday.
happy birthday.
Next up, we have Mark Runciman, who says, okay, not quite this week, but being new to the group, this was purchased. Welcome to the group, mate. A couple of weeks ago, it's the Belkits MG 6R4 RAC Jimmy McRae version, lifelong rally fan and competitor. This was going to be bought. Luckily enough to have seen the car compete in real life at the time and have worked on one as a service crew. Nice one. They're my favourite rally car of all time, plus also a member of the same car club as Jimmy McRae and spoken to him many times. He's really going to enjoy building this one. And where did somebody post? They're making some 6R4s, aren't they, in carbon?
Yeah, I seen it. I sent it to the group.
Oh, it's you. They're being made in Wales, so maybe not them.
Yeah,
nice one, Mark. Welcome to the crew, and you've got another rally fan in Mr. Croak here as well.
Yep, I have just finished that kit, and it is awesome. It's a brilliant kit.
Is it a good kit? Yeah.
Okay.
It's a really, really good kit.
Cool.
I'll look into it.
Next up, we have Mr. Ian Fife, who said I picked up a resin ejection seats and gun barrels from Face Hangar for a couple of Hasegawa A4 Skyhawks in the stash, along with the Edward bronze resin landing gear for the Hawker Tempest. He also picked up the new Meng F4E in 148, along with a second one. Why not have two when you can have one? It seems to duplicate the purchase, but there's plenty of room in the stash. Thanks for looking. Nice one, mate. I'm sure you'll
Nice
find
one,
that.
buddy.
Lovely phantom.
Nice paint that, yeah. I like that. Next up, we have Mark. Susie, I'm not going to try that because I'll make a worse job than Dan. A few days ago, the long-awaited package. Maybe I could do a better job. Anyway, a few days ago, the long-awaited package arrived. A few more models. I will have a whole must-have set for me. He's got some Tamiya kits there, including the Zanavi Nismo Z, the Alpha 155, and a Calsonic Impul. There's an Opal in there, and I can't see that middle one. It looks like
That's another 155.
Okay, thanks, mate. If you can, Marek, please put the details in the conversation when you're photographing like that. It does help me immensely.
Or just take good separate pictures of everything.
Yeah, that's the other way.
I'll put the box on.
Last but not least this week, we have our very own Mr. Roland Hewitt, who bought himself a 77 Mercedes-Benz 450 SLC from Ari.
Wow.
In 124th, a George Barris Villa Riviera Buick Riviera from AMT in 125th. Nice one, mate. That Riviera is a weird looking motor. He also got himself the VWT1 camper from Revell, Sucker for Punishment, I know, which is in 124th, and a Toyota GT1 TS020, which is a beautiful kit. In 124 from Tamiya. Goes together well, that Roland, that last one.
Oh, nice. Good. Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah, I like that T1 as well.
Yeah, very cool. And that this week is it, folks.
All right.
Cool.
Everyone's a sign of everyone saving their pennies for the auction next Friday.
Yeah.
Just saving my pennies personally.
Fair enough. Cool. Back to you guys.
Well, let's catch up with the chat then. Mark Runciman is in the chat saying, "Evening, everyone from Scotland." Hey, Mark.
Hey,
Hey, buddy.
Mark.
Peter Bergs is in. Hello from Canada. No work today. Excellent.
Hi, Peter.
Good, fantastic.
Whereabouts in Canada?
Full bit.
Mike Pfeiffer is in saying hi from Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Hey, all right.
Full bit.
And then Mike has to go for coffee. So.
Why not? Go for it.
Good lad.
Paul Heffernan is in saying good evening, everyone, and all in the chat.
Hi,
Hey,
Paul.
Paul.
Mark Bride is in saying evening all. A few technical issues getting on tonight, but at last, first time watching live in a while, as well as too many house guests. You're hiding then. Matthew Ward is in saying evening, ladies.
Mr. Ward.
People with the surname Ward, troublemakers. Graham French is in saying, Simon, the escorts will be out of the box, but I've sourced a vast collection of decals for Mark 1 and Mark 2s to build something different. Planning to do a replica of the MST escorts.
Nice
Oh,
Nice one.
Paul Burridge is in saying, evening, guys.
Hi, Paul.
Aftab says, thanks.
No,
Mark Bright says, nice collection there, Aftab. Mark Runciman, cheers, guys. And to me, nice know there's other rally fans. Definitely. Yep.
Lots of rally fans here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lots of rally fans.
David Toops is in saying, hello, everyone.
Oh, Dave.
David.
hey, David.
And Tease Modeler's in saying, evening all, how we all doing?
Oh, geez.
Hey, buddy.
Tickety-boo.
Oh, you tease.
And T's name is Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Another
Paul
Paul.
again.
Paul Young.
No.
He's is better.
Many of them.
So I wrote a quick note while Simon was doing that. There's a colour for Pro Scale. I don't know if you've got it on your list. Marlborough Fluorescent.
No, cool.
Not yet.
Go on the
No.
list.
I'll have to find it. Yeah, it's going to be a difficult one now.
Sorry.
Yeah, mini sheets.
Very good name, Paul.
I'll go. I'll get me coat. And yeah, we're all caught up again.
This one
On
done.
chat.
Group builds, Alan. Do you have a recap on the group builds? Southern Tenders.
Yeah, 50 Shades of Grey is coming to an end on the 1st of April, so we've got approximately just a week on that left. The French group build is ongoing, as is the Le Mans one, which is on until the 2nd of June.
Fabulous.
Yep.
What else we got in the year coming up?
We've got the budget one comes up next, which begins the 1st of May. We need to set the budget on that one.
50 quid.
I think that's too much, to be honest. It's a budget one, isn't it?
49.
There we go.
50. 49.50.
I'm thinking it's what we could do for a tenner. But
And
£6.
£6. That's a good. That's got a nice ring to it, that hasn't it, Luke? £6.
I'm still going to stand by what I just said. I think 25 is a good number. I think there's loads of
25 pounds.
It's up to you to decide.
And then I say after that, the 1st of July, we've got the film and TV then. 1st of September is the Italian. And then 1st of November is pre-70s. So that's 1969 or before. And then we're up to Christmas special build then, which will be your choice, Paul, as usual.
Yep.
So everybody get ready for a truck for the Christmas build.
Or a plane.
There we go.
25 pounds is roughly 30 US dollars, so that's a pretty good price.
I wouldn't say no to a truck, mind.
There you
Pick
go.
up truck.
I think you should put a twist on that.
What were you doing then? That was very strange.
No, I'm just thinking, not a truck.
Oh. Okay. Fish hook in your lip?
Fire truck.
Fire truck?
Any truck?
Here's what I did earlier.
In a fire. Right then. Scattergood, would you like to do yours?
Of course.
Go on then, mate. We'll do the interview after this.
I will wangle some
Get
buttons.
those numbers a bit higher. Let's get these thumbs up higher. So there's 82 watching and 50 thumbs ups. Come on, you can all thumbs up. You do it on your TV, your phone, your tablet, your computer, wherever you're watching on, you can put thumbs up on. Come on, peeps. Let's get a thumbs up. I'm going to hand you over to Dan. He's going to look at all the work you've been sharing in progress.
In progress.
In progress.
Good evening, folks. We're going to start on the forum as always. And the first one out of the gate this evening is Mr. Ranger Neil. He says, due to a deficit of display space, is switched to floaty things for now. First up is the Airfix release of the Vosper MTB. Built this as a kid in the early 70s, and there's a notable degradation in quality of plastic. Apparently, some kits were molded in India and suffered from rubbery plastic. I just had to proofread that then for a second. This one has that feel on the larger parts at least. Still a fun build so far, even with the added technical challenges. In quality of plastic. Oh, somebody's playing back, Simon.
Sounded more like you, that did.
What me?
Wasn't me.
Ranger Neil again. He says, last of the big birds for now. This is Italieri 72nd scale offering of the short Sterling Mark 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Glider tug. Wings and tail surfaces are done. Next job is to reposition the packing tape and do the top of the fuselage. Paints used are the Attacker Blue Line Bomber Command 1939 to 1945 set.
Everything all right, Dan?
I like that camel pattern.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's really cool. Done a good job with that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Very nice.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Next is Mr. Two Kids No Sleep.
Oh, we haven't seen him for a while.
Young Scott over in Canada, eh? He says, I too doing floaty thing now. And this is a 72nd scale Zvezda Black Pearl.
Nice.
Oh. What's that boat about?
So, Looking good.
That does
That's
look good, to be fair.
Yeah.
Nice wood.
Very nice wood. He likes his wood, does Scott. Oh, my 12-year-old brain's just kicking in. Yes. This is Digger 303 next, and this is a 35th scale Ravel. It's a what? It's a Maltier. What's a what?
Maltesers.
Yes. It's a truck.
Got wheels.
Yeah.
It's got wheels and tracks.
Hmm.
Good Lord.
That's a novel idea, isn't it? Wheels and tracks.
Good Lord.
And we're going to slide swiftly over to face 8. Oh. It's finished. I'll show it. Just because this there. This is me. No, it's not me. It's Yoda, but...
Simon.
Good luck.
Simon.
Oh, dear. It's a perfect representation of Simon. You're quite correct.
Watch it now.
1-to-1 scale.
My
A
ears on
1-to-1 scale, yeah.
It's too tall for Simon.
And this is a bust/figure of Yoda. He's about 6 inches tall, so I couldn't tell you what scale that is. It's that big.
6 inches.
Yes, printed by me on my photon, and it's just been painted technically in just UMP grey primer and then a load of LP paints.
Nice.
A Citadel, something or other. And then some oil bits. It's finished now. It's wrong bit, but this were a week ago.
So technical question on that. Do you, because you said you don't brush paint them, you airbrush them. Do you actually mask up for the demarcation or do you just
Yes.
airbrush it? Or you mask? Okay.
Yes.
You lunatic.
Your question, but
What I used on that, to separate his brown from his light brown, I used 1 mil Tamiya tape, just around the edge, and then rest with blue tack.
Yeah.
I was going to say to use something else to mask it's a bit more malleable.
Yes, blue tack and a toothpick, lots of patience, and maybe an alcoholic drink.
Have you ever used the masking soles or anything like that?
Do you doing what now?
Masking sole, Mr. Neo and that.
I have Vallejo liquid mask. It's good, but for that, it will just, that'd have been a nightmare.
Okay.
Because sometimes, you know, when you're putting it on, it gets a bit stringy.
It gets in all your crevices.
Oh, does it ever? Whereas blue tack, you can literally just get blue tack and get another piece of blue tack, and you end up with a bigger piece of blue tack.
Mm.
And then once you've modged all paint back in, it's just blue tack. But he is finished. I should have posted him rolling, to be fair, but one didn't have time. Next is Mr. Hang on, steady down now. Mr. Mark Runciman. Apologies if I've butchered your name. Sorry, not sorry. He's been working on this to the point it now needs to be painted. It's a ARV 35th scale Centurion Mark 5/1 of the Royal Australian Armoured Corps. Got back into modelling in the last 6 months, and this is his first time attempting an armoured tank.
Very cool.
It has had its issues along the way, but pretty pleased with the way it turned out. Being built for the first club build of the year and first show at the end of April.
Cool. Very nice.
That's a good start.
Yeah, very good start.
Very
I
good
like
start.
that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Oh, this is Mr. Andrew Dubois next.
This is looking cool. This is.
He
This
says,
is
"Evening
looking
down
really
live
well.
crew."
Vandalised.
Here's a small update on his 24 scale Ravel Unimog. Scratch built his rear compartment, painted using various Zero and Vallejo colours. Weathering has been done using Vallejo Model Air paint. So hopefully the next update will be when it's finished. Thanks for looking.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job of this.
Yeah. Somebody's already vandalised it and pinched his wheels.
Yeah. And graffitied it.
You leave it outside Alan's house.
No, because it's not on fire.
Has it got wheels on it?
No.
No.
It's definitely been there then.
It's on bricks.
The wheels are probably in Alan's shed as well.
Oh dear.
Over
Mr.
his
Andrew
left shoulder.
Dewar again. He says only me again, Dan. He's also started a Fujimi 99 Subaru WRX this week. It's been primed in Mr. Surfacer Grey, then painted in Zero's Aston Martin Ultramarine Black, including Mr. Hobby UV Cut 112. The interior has been painted in Zero's Ferrari Bordeaux. Thanks for looking. And that's its insides.
Very nice. Nice insides.
It's weird, isn't it? How people's insides are all red and pink.
Yep. Looks good there.
Moving on.
Somebody's just having a flashback.
All of us.
Mr. Robert Adams is next. This is a Tacom 35th scale Apache E.
E?
E.
Yeah, this looks like a cool kit. I'm gonna have to get one of these.
And a patch.
Helicopter's good. Steady down there. On standby caller. Right, this is Steve Grimsrud next. Sorry, not sorry. And this is a 24th scale Fujimi Porsche 911S. He's primed Mr. Surfacer Grey and then 7 coats of Gravity Color Sand Beige. Primer flattened with 1500 sponge and 7 coats of paint. Thanks to Paul for the tip about many light coats for a smooth finish. You got me into this about 4 years ago and you keep helping me become better. Cheers.
I assume it means me.
Dave.
I'm assuming it's got to be you because it can't be Mr. Lewis.
Cheers, Dan. Love you too.
Someone's got to.
I do like that colour.
Yeah, it's nice.
That colour.
Nice period colour, isn't it?
Beige.
Yeah.
Sentence I thought I'd never say.
Oh, this is Mr. Colin Wilkinson next. I like the colour of this, to be fair. The colours, yeah. He's been working on the Revell 24 scale Landy long wheelbase and Tamiya's 12 scale H2 Carbon this week. Zero paints over UMP primer through his Apex airbrush. PJ Lewis, have I done you proud?
Comments below.
No.
I do like the green on the Land Rover though.
Yeah,
I have said I have that kit, but I've got the C1 Trans kit to go across it.
I can't wait to see you build that, Dan. I really can't.
I can't wait to do it, but it's also very scary.
Oh, man, it's falling down.
Next this evening, everybody cock your head to the right. Mr. Lee Eagles is next. And this is a 1/8 scale R34 GTR.
Wow. £2.5 grand to buy that.
I know, it's stupid.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That must be humongous.
But just look at it, though.
Yeah. Comes pre-painted.
Yep. And full of awesomeness.
Simon will fit it now, won't he?
He's a biggie.
I've just looked down and caught Joe with his head on side. Oh dear, that was so funny.
Being an owl. Who?
This is Mr. Ian Fife next. He says, hi. I've been working on the Edward F6F-3 Hellcat in 48th scale. And unlike most of his other builds, nothing major has gone wrong, but there's still time. He's using the Edward Space Instrument panels, resin wheels, MRP paint, and the kit decals. Thanks for looking.
Really good.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Cool. That does look cool, doesn't it? What scale did you say it was? 148? Yeah.
48th. A workable size is what that's known as.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a really nice build as well, Mr. Peter Milgate. He's been working on Italieri's 1/12 scale Fiat Mephistopheles.
Not bad, Dan. You did good there.
Me fished you holy is what it is.
You did what?
You heard me.
Oh, dear. He's enjoying the support, chat and banter. While in Hangout is painting and sanding. It's all coming together nicely. Body panels done in zero paint and 2K lacquered with a new Pro Scale system.
Oh, nice.
This proved easy to use and appears thinner than his previous zero paints 2K. Woodwork being covered in veneer and engine awaiting some oil and grime work.
I tell you what, it's nice to see one of these built well for a change.
Yeah, I said that earlier. But
Absolutely.
I just got earlier, but I picked the wrong kit to say.
Peter's done this pretty much in a week, eh?
I know. That's just bizarro, that.
Like,
Nice
wow.
work.
Nice
Well,
work,
if you
Peter.
hang out and
Yeah.
hang out, all you got to become fast.
Well,
Yeah.
there's some sterling work. This is awesome as well. Mr. Dave McCrae.
And,
Oh, I love that. Oh, I
He
love that.
says, evening all, been working away on the Lancia Delta S4 in 24th scale by New. Interior pretty much done. So now I can move on to the rest of the build. Micro balloons used on the dash with tinfoil from this new modeling company called Asda. He's used it on the firewall and around the seat and center console to replicate the heat shielding on the real car. Wiring added and Kevlar decals used on the floor and seat backs. Cheers, folks, and have a good evening.
I like that. I really like that.
Nice
Looks
detail.
awesome, Dave.
His dashboard's awesome. I like that a lot.
It looks banging. Fair play.
And I do like his seats also.
Very, very cool. I like that one, Dave. I really love it.
I like. This is Mr. Mark Bride next. He says, hi, Dan and all. This is his McLaren MP4-30, a 2015 automobile. It's in 1/20th scale. He's been carbon decaling for at least a month, sorry. But finally got the HD on base and front wings. First F1 car, and it's this first homemade carbon fibre template. And whilst you need to stand 1 meter away to stop seeing the patchwork, overall is happy. He's messed up the kit decals on the wing and created new ones and put the kit decals on the body. Next up, there's this front wing and suspension. He's used a mix of Model Factory Hero and Scale Motorsport decals. Thanks for looking.
Nice one, buddy.
Very good.
Nice.
Did a good job of that. Doing a
Top
very good
tip,
job of
even the really expensive cars, the carbon fiber is a bit patchy sometimes.
We have a look at the other picture, Dan.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Simon. Sorry.
Sorry,
Hey, looks all right, mate.
That looks good.
What's wrong with that, buddy?
I've
it's very
seen
good.
a few
work.
really expensive cars at Goodwood, and some of that carbon fiber work was, yes.
ropey.
Yeah, they don't go for they don't build it to look nice, do they? When they do it.
Isn't it?
No, it's ridiculous.
I mean, I stood at the side of the Aston Martin Valkyrie, and for a really, really multi-million pound car, that carbon fiber was just patched up, and it looked strong, but you know, like where they cut the latches out for the doors, for instance. It was like they got the weekend lad in to cut holes, and then it moved. I'm not joking. It was moved 2 inch down. So they had to patch it in, and you could see all, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, it'll still, you know, protect the driver, but it, you know, for a multi-million pound thing, it looked a bit ropey, but yeah, don't worry about that. They're not.
Well,
Mr. Snowwolf is next. It says, hi all, this is what he's been working on, a Tamiya 35th scale FAMO and trailer. And the rifle model Panzer 4H.
Good, Steve.
Very nice.
Very cool.
That's a lot of plastic.
That's got wheels and tracks as well.
Yeah, it's unsurprising. But you can't, no. Mr. David Henson is next. He says, hey, all hope you had a great week this week. He's been building trumpeters, 35th scale South Korean BMP3 with interior, which has so far been a lovely kit, and he's built his first Vesda kit. I really underestimated this brand. It has been a total joy to build. They're 2 S35 self-propelled howitzer. Swerve.
Costly ordered.
I done the same. I underestimated the Zvezda kits, but what I did realize is in the instructions, sometimes they're wrong. There's like mounting points to display like in the pictures, they're wrong, or they're in the wrong place, or so yeah, it can be a bit weird. But I don't know if it's the same with all kits or if it's just this.
Surely no modelling company would issue dodgy instructions. I can't think of anyone that would do that.
Exactly.
I can.
And this is Mr. David Robertson again, and this is his 2S35. Has some impressive elevation. Also, the BMP3 looks to be very big inside, but he's been in one, and they're very cramped vehicles.
Cool.
Nice erection, David.
That right there is a very proud gun.
I'm
going to say it's got to be morning glory.
Just woke up, yeah.
Yeah.
And that is that.
Very cool.
One down. One down.
Was that Luke's section at the top? Was that Luke's section at the top there then?
Wednesday.
Oh, Jethro's in.
Never mind.
Someone was asking about a Subaru 99.
Fujimi.
I didn't see the Subaru. Where was that?
Still work in progress. There it is.
Andrew Dwayne.
Back up.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Mr. Dwayne.
Fujimi, that one, Dave.
Yes.
It's just clicked as well as our Luke section at the top.
Yeah.
Crikey. Why'd that take me so long?
Well done, Luke.
It's been a long week.
Right then, ladies, are we ready?
Yeah. Come on.
Where is he? Are you ready, Mr. Camel, Larry?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready, Mr. Beat?
Are you nervous?
Oh,
You should be.
Yeah,
Make them big, Paul. Make them big.
don't you worry. I'm going to fluff them up.
Yeah, the fluffer.
Whoa. There you go.
Hang on.
There you go. That's it.
Well done, fluffer.
Yeah. Well fluffed.
That's not working for me, that. Hang on.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, they're both up.
That's got all of us across the top.
Yep, they're both up.
That's not for me.
Yeah.
Why isn't that for me? Hang on.
Because you're not that important, Paul. It's everybody else and the
we've
viewers.
already
They're the
discussed
important
this.
people.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm more important than all of you. I got the end broadcast button.
Yeah, well, you
Might
can't
need
spell.
Yeah,
That's why my name's Froggle.
Anyway,
Reflection.
I'm talking! Right, so Jamie has taken over from doing our interviews, basically, and this is his first one. So bear in mind, it's Jamie's first one, his first time doing it. I'm sure he'll be fine. He's never lost for a word in the morning.
That's my first interview.
Shut him up. Bloody hell. And his first interview tonight is Joe, our very own Joe, who's never been interviewed before.
Mr. Camel, Larry.
Mr. Camel, Larry.
Not without a lawyer.
There he is. So, yes. I also believe he's had a spring clean of his room today.
Ooh.
Just in case he was asked for a tour. Now, what he doesn't know is we want a tour to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
Anyway, I'm going to hand over to Jamie, who's going to run Joe through his paces. At the end of the interview, you've got any questions, you can pop them in the chat at the end, or you can pop them in whenever you want. Yeah. And we'll hand the floor over to you lot as well. So over to you, Jamie and Joe.
Nice one. Are you nervous, Joe? Are you nervous?
Not really.
I am. Right, I've
good.
got my list. We'll go for it, mate.
Let's go for it, buddy.
Dog food, hand wash, tooth rock. Right. When did you first get involved in modelling? And what was your first kit? And have you still got it?
I don't have it still. Believe it or not, it was an old MPC 57 Chevy Spirit of America.
Oh,
God awful kit, had a flip front end on it. I thought it was the coolest thing going. My dad brought it home from the fire hall. He took it to the fire hall and thought he was going to do model building at the fire hall. And he brought it home and he says, "Here, you want to build this?" And I said, "Yeah, okay." So I brush painted it and everything else. And oh no, what a piece of junk that was. Oof.
What sort of age would you have been, Joe, do you think then?
13, about 13 years old. And then I built a couple other small, I built a Corvette, AMT kits. I used to pick them up at the local place called Towers. It was like an everything store. You could pick up anything at the store. And I would go there with my mom and she'd let me buy another model. And so that's how I got into it. And then I got away from it for a lot of years. So, yeah.
We do tend to do that though, don't we? Sort of get involved and then things take on, don't they? Families.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, sort of, do you think like being part of an online community, as we are, we do most days, don't we? Do you think that helps in modelling? Do you think that helps to spur you along? And
100%. 100%. I got back into it when I retired. And when I retired, I would sit down here and just, I'd maybe model for an hour and then I'd lose interest and I go back upstairs and then I come back down and I'd model for another half an hour and I lose interest again. It's like, I'm not into this. Yeah. And then I started looking at stuff on YouTube saying, well, maybe I can make something better. And then I found the community and it was just like a whole different world. And it's just, my modeling in the past 3 years is just exponentially just gone nuts. So yeah, oh, definitely.
So that you think like it does have its benefits and you'd sort of recommend that to other people sort of thing to get involved. 100%.
Every time I go to a show or a swap meet or something, I'm always bragging it up. You should really do this. And because people are always talking about, it's a lonely hobby and it's not lonely. It doesn't have to be lonely.
No.
It's what you make of it. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think, with what we do, I would say nearly every day. I mean, I think we spur each other on, don't we? In sort of.
Oh, definitely.
More ways than one, really, I suppose.
Yeah. Could be good days, could be bad days. It could be, you could be having a bad day and I could be having a bad day and Paul could be having a good day. And next thing you know, 3 of us are having a good day. And it's like, I enjoy it.
Like really domino effect.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. And if money were no object, what would be, I think we already know the answer to this probably, but what would be the Grail kit, the ultimate kit if money was no object?
It would probably be some type of a resin truck kit that there's S&K trucks out of the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
They do an Aussie cab over Kenworth. And I would love to have one of those with all the bells and whistles, all the PE and all the extras that could go with it. And something to go on behind it, a trailer or something. That would be my ultimate kit. It's not that, I don't think it's that expensive, but it'd still be my ultimate kit.
That would be the one.
Yeah.
And like sort of, like on like a MFH sort of thing. I know you spoke about that a few times and stuff.
There was an MFH kit. I would probably go with the Cobra, the AC Cobra. It's a North American car and it just turns me on.
Yes, fair play.
What can you say, right?
No, I get you, mate. And like, where would you see like the future of the hobby going?
I think it's dying out, actually. It's always been an older generation, but I'm finding it's from what I've seen, it's getting to be an older and older generation. Like you got younger people like Luke, which is it's there's not very many of them out there. If there are, they're not into cars. They're more into the Gundam stuff, the figure stuff. I can see the car modeling and that dying out over the years. Not for a while, but it's going to die out. 3D printing might help keep it progressing, shall we say? I don't know. Tough to say.
What do you think we could do to sort of encourage people? Do you think there's anything we could do to encourage new people into the hobby, or?
Always thought about that. Basically, I'm trying to get people to, if you could share your work around. Some people just look at your work as like, oh, that's nice. And other people look at it as like, that's really incredible, that people build stuff like that. And, but yeah, I don't know. I really don't know, Jamie. That's a tough one for me.
Yeah. And like, I know, like the other day you were saying that you're on about sort of developing your Facebook page more. Have you done anything else with that? Or you got any more plans, names, or things that
I'm still trying to come up with a good name for it. I want to start a page so people can follow it and I can share it around some more. I think if you can share, you can share. You don't have to share your work around in a model community. You can share it around in other communities. Just people seeing your post somewhere else. So it might spur other people on to do something. I don't know.
Play. And like you're going to a show this weekend coming.
Yeah.
You've decided the kits that you're going to take and what you're going to show.
I'm going to take my Freightliner with the trailer that I built for the inspiration build.
Yep.
I'm going to take a Chevelle that I built for my to replicate my father's Chevelle. Yep. That's a '68 Chevelle. And I'm definitely going to take my Willys again. It's a new crowd. I want to see what happens with it again. See if it's interests anybody else at this show. And I might take the LFA and put it in the out of the box import. What do they call it? Out of the box import. Stock.
Yeah.
That's what it's called, stock. So.
Yeah.
Other than that, no, I'm not going to take. I think I might leave my other truck for the next show in the fall.
Yeah, that's fair. Is that a bigger show? Do you think that truck will attract more attention there? Or?
Probably not. Probably not. It's not a bigger show, but it's roughly about the same size. I think there's stiffer competition at the next show.
Yeah.
So that'll be a better judging of it, I think.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah. And like a lot of times, obviously we speak a lot, and I mean, like you talk, a fair bit about your dad, and obviously his sort of influence that got you into like cars. I mean, what do you think, make of sort of how you're progressing in your hobby and stuff? What do you think it sort of encouraged you, sort of maybe even took a bit of a part in it, or?
Oh, definitely. My dad always restored antique cars.
Yeah.
And always was a gearhead and a hot rodder. Everything from cars to boats to pretty much anything that had a motor in it. Tractors, lawn tractors. Like my dad just fooled around with everything, and he really inspired me. But I can't afford to build a full-size car.
Yeah.
So I build smaller cars. So works for me.
Cool, mate. That's
Yeah.
it. Still
It works for me.
I can get that.
Yeah.
Right. Have you got any plans to sort of change, or maybe, well, any ways of upgrading things that you've got, you know, because you're using all the time, like ways that you want to improve your like work environment, your cave, you know, is there any sort of things that you've done that you think, oh, I wish I'd have done better, or any things in the future that you think, I'm going to change this? Or
I definitely want to change my my spray booth.
Yeah.
And my compressor. Right now I use an old Craftsman, well, actually, no, it's a Porter Gable pancake compressor. I mean, it shakes half the house. So that's what I use for a compressor, only because I can get it down low enough I can get it down to 5 PSI. So I would love to change my spray booth, because I just have a Japanese, you know, foldable dual fan spray booth. Don't get me wrong, it works great. But I like to be able to have it in the same room. I like to have the room actually set up for staying in the one room, like you are in your room, something like that.
Yeah.
More storage, a lot neater, but it is what it is right now. I'm on a limited budget. And
Oh yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. It doesn't all come at once, does it? But
no.
You know, there's sort of, have you sort of, as you're working, do you often sort of visualize like the changes that you want to make and stuff like that? And have you got the room to sort of do that sort of thing? And
I have the room to do that. Everything has to be able to go into a spot and come back out, though. I can't permanently mount stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what I got to work around. That's all. I do have the room. Now that the kids are out of the house, I have the room.
Yeah. They take up some room, mate, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
You heard it here first. If you don't have room, kick the kids out.
That's it.
That's it. Only a couple more questions, Joe. Have you got any sort of out of your comfort zone builds that you're planning? Something to push you past what you'd normally do?
Yeah.
Play.
It's this plane over here. This that I'm supposed to be. This one right here.
Oh yeah,
pushing me out of my comfort zone. Yeah, that's one. I actually have a model. It's a very old kit of a 1927 Mack truck, chain drive.
Okay.
I've been waiting till I get a little bit better at doing that, because I want to weather it. I don't want to.
Yeah.
There's actually two in the kit, and it's an old it's an old monogram kit. It's highly detailed, but I want to learn how to do chipping and stuff like that, and weather one of them up and keep the other one looking brand new. So just that'll push me out of my comfort zone.
Is there any sort of like diorama type thing, or are you going to do anything like that?
Maybe.
So I know we spoke a while ago, didn't we, about like a
there might be a garage, like a garage
type thing, or
yeah, it might be an armor. I don't think it'll be an armor thing, but if I was doing one, it'd be a garage setup.
Yeah.
Some type of a diorama with a shop.
Yeah.
That's something I can switch out my models if I want.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe something I can keep upstairs, not down here,
I mean, maybe that, I mean, like that could be a good sort of photo booth opportunity as well, couldn't it, I suppose?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Right. Where do you get your inspiration from, or who, what inspires you to do what you do?
My father. He was my inspiration. That's all I can say. So it was my father.
Fair play, brother. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's pretty much it. I still follow a lot of stuff on TV. Any gearhead show, like any Street Outlaws, anything to do with drag racing, I follow. I was a diehard NASCAR fan for a lot of years. Funny enough, I haven't even built a NASCAR. But drag racing, just hot rods. Funny enough, I have one of my dad's friends who every year calls me and picks me up and takes me for a ride in his car. And for a lot of years, he had one of my dad's cars, and he would pick me up and take me out in my dad's cars. And he built cars with my dad's for years. Really cool guy. And he's 80 years old, and he still comes and picks me up every summer and takes me out for a cruise in his 50 Merc. So
wow.
Nice.
We have local cruise nights, like Saturday night, you go to the local mall and everybody comes with their hot rods and you check out people's cars, just like a car show every weekend,
Yeah.
So that's just generally in the summertime. So it's fun. That's where I get my ideas from. So just something different. Always thinking of something different.
I know the other day you was talking about like scratch building. This is a final sort of question, really. It's like, do you see any sort of major plans in that? Have you any ideas or like builds coming up that you want to do a fair bit of scratch building too?
I've got a Shelford Dune build over here. It's a 57 55 Chevy pickup, and I've chopped it and I've channeled it, which means I've had to change all the interior. I've cut the doors so the door is open, and I've made all footwells and everything for the doors to fit back in. But I haven't finished that, so it's sitting over here, and it's something different. So I've torn apart an actual funny car, and I've taken the Keith Black Hemi with all the zoomy pipes and everything, and I've taken it out and I'm fitting it in and tubbing out the rear end. So there's a lot of scratch building to it up here in my head, but I haven't put it down on paper yet and actually done it. I have actually chopped it and channeled it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's technically been chopped 4 inches, and these pillars are just like hell. But I've also opened the doors.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm starting to make the footwells on this side. So you got to make a footwell.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it's been a lot of work so far, but I haven't come back to it for quite a while because it's so much scratch building. So I thought, let's play around with some other stuff first. So here I am.
No. Right. Yeah. That was pretty painless, mate. Pretty painless for his first go. Is there any questions in the chat?
Hang on, my thing's frozen. Can anyone have a look? 2 seconds.
I can't see any.
Can't see any yet. Anybody?
Got any questions for Joe in the chat or in here? Anyone in here got any questions?
Yeah, anybody?
But I want to know, Joe, when you decided to cut the doors off that, is it 57, was it, or 55?
55.
I was just wondering if you'd watched any videos by Luke Ward on that.
I didn't finish it.
Wow.
There is a question in the chat
Is that?
from Mark Bride.
Oh, yeah.
No, not Mark Bride, pardon me. From Sean White. Who's Joe's favourite Caribbean TV celebrity chef?
That'll be good old Annesley Harriet.
That's the one.
Of the hotel chain.
Yep.
I got a question, Joe.
Right.
What about bikes? Got plans for any more bikes?
I haven't built one yet, Luke.
Have you not?
No, I have one sitting over here. I actually had it on the bench last week.
I was going to say,
that's
did you
right.
start one in the week?
Yeah.
And then I put it back over here.
Good. Well done.
But no, I'm going to give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. So
You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, that'll be cool to see.
There's another question in the chat there from Gary Ride the Wind, and he says, is there anything you wouldn't ever build or stay away from?
Bikes.
I don't think there's anything I would ever stay away from, but I'm not a big fan of military. It's a whole different genre. I like to make things shiny.
You have shiny tanks.
So Joe,
Keep looking at it, buddy.
I was kind of the same. I thought to myself, I'm never going to touch anything military because it just doesn't interest me until I built one. It was such a different.
It could change when I build this plane.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. Yeah.
I'm not saying I would never do it. It doesn't really. I'm not attracted to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean.
I'm not attracted to it. Ships. I don't think I'm not into ships.
You're building a boat now. What are you on about?
Well, I'm building a boat, but it's a different type of a boat.
No license boats are boating.
What a ship, is it?
Well, it's not a ship.
There's a good question in chat from Matt B. What's Joe's favourite ABBA tune?
Oh, now I missed that one, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
There's another one here.
We're not into ABBA at all.
There's another one here from Hugh Gordon. He says, "Gotta love that Malin streak beard, Joe. Did you spray it yourself?"
That what?
The beard.
Yeah, the Malin streak beard.
No, no, that's all natural there, Hugh. That's all natural.
Part Wolverine.
Part Wolverine.
Is that them all?
No, there's a few more. And
David,
popping in now.
Is asking, says, what did Joe do before he retired?
Joe did a lot of stuff.
That we can't talk about for legal reasons. The charges were dropped.
No, I worked for a public school board over here, and I drove truck for them, delivering to schools in the area. And I was young at the time, and I always wanted to be a truck driver ever since I went for a ride in my uncle's milk truck years ago. And so I ended up quitting the board. We called it the board. It was the school board. And I went and drove truck for 6 years. And then I ended up getting married and had a child. So I ended up going back to the school board, and I worked at the school board for 32 years. And then I ended up retiring from the school board. When I worked at the school board, I worked as a custodian for 20 years. And then my last 10 years, I worked in the maintenance department, and I was called a maintenance A. And one day I could go help the plumbers. The next day I go help the electricians. The next day I go help the welder. And then it ended up I got into the small engines department, and I would pick up and deliver all this lawn equipment from school to school, pick it up at the school, bring it back to the shop. Mechanics would fix it. I'd take it back to the school. So I did that for 10 years, and then I retired. So here I am.
Nice one.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what else have we got here? Dave Robinson is saying, what's that one build that you would never thought you'd finish but were proud of?
I never thought I'd get to that Willys, actually.
I was just like that. Yeah.
Oh, the one that melted.
That thing fought me from the time I took it out of the box, right from I melted all the chrome parts.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, so I had to come up with a new engine. I had to come up with new wheels. It just fought me all the way, and then I ended up putting in a show, my very first model show, and I took a first place with it. So, yeah,
I'll be proud of that, Joe.
Really should be proud of it. It's a really, really good build, Joe.
Yeah,
very good.
Looks
So,
awesome.
That would probably be the one.
And then just two other little questions here. Hopefully simple ones to answer these ones for you. Martin Boyd is asking, what is your favourite Sesame Street character? You want to know?
Hebert.
Herbert.
Ernie.
Ernie. And then
Ernie, definitely.
Shane is asking, who is Joe's favourite death metal group?
My favorite, what metal group?
Death
metal.
Death metal group, yeah.
Oh, come on, Joe. We've all got one of them.
Yeah.
You?
The name of the band is Orbiting Death Ray.
Oh, he does.
Good.
Which happens to be my son Jake's band, Orbiting Death Ray.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, look them up on YouTube.
I'm gonna check them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I'll tell you what, he's bloody good, isn't he, Joe? To be fair.
He's a hell of a guitar player.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
There's one here, I think it's a question to Joe from Paul Hefferman. He says, do you think it's the quality of the older classic American car kits, e.g. the AMT Corvette, that the body is maybe dwindling? That the hobby is dwindling because of the actual quality of the kits?
That's got to be it.
But then saying that, from what I hear, some of the newer AMT kits are quite good.
But I to weigh in on that, I also think it might be there's not a massive compared to older like pre-90s cars. There's not a massive amount of newer cars coming out just as road cars. You've got like a handful, but the vast majority of stuff is pre-90s. So maybe not inspiring for people.
Yeah, that's why it's nice to see AMT come out with some of these new, like we have them in the auction. Actually, you have the new Camaro kit, you have the new Challenger kit.
Yeah,
it's nice to see AMT come up. Yeah, it's nice to see AMT come out with some newer kits, because AMT does older kits. Like they haven't made a new truck kit in how many years? Like Luke says,
decades.
That's the 80s.
Right? So, yeah, definitely. You need to have something different for them. The problem is the North American market. There's a lot of people over here who don't even like anything European.
So what you're saying, Joe, is they AMT need to start bringing out some kits of Teslas, yeah?
That's another thing though. You've got like alpha models and stuff bringing out like the new supercars and stuff, but for beginner modelers, that's not an attractive price point, is it?
No, definitely not.
£25 kit, like $15 or whatever, and like The only things I can really think of kind of in the lower price range like that would be like that Audi e-tron, which is a click together. And if somebody wants to get proper into modeling, they get some younger people are probably going to look at that and think, oh, well, that's a child's toy. But yeah, it's a hard one.
Yeah. The North American market is for cars. It's either Hiroshima or the Tamiya market, but we don't get half of the models that you guys get, you know, unless we order them in at stupid prices. So at least that's what I've found. And like Luke says, the subjects are they're not there for the AMT kits and everything else.
Yeah.
So they're not building new kits. And they need to do more of that. That's why I said it's nice to see those 2 new kits come out. So,
And this is the final question, I believe. It's another one from Gary Ryder Wind. He says, do you intend to build every kit in your stash, or do you hoard for future profit?
no, I'll build every kit. Except for a couple that I've got doubles of.
Or been talked into.
Which is only 2. I've only got 50 kits. But I plan to build every one of them. Yeah, definitely. Just got to find a place to store them now.
Yeah.
Because I really don't, I have a hard time letting things go. I really have a hard time letting things go.
We all do.
So I keep building more storage space up the walls.
That's it, mate. That's what it's about.
Yeah. When I figure out how to hang cars from the ceiling, we'll probably do that too.
Was that all? Was that all the questions?
That's it. That's a lot, yeah.
That's it. Joe?
Fantastic. Well done, boys.
First one, mate.
Very much.
Absolute
Thank you very much,
pleasure.
everybody.
You're a legend.
That was awesome.
Keep doing what you do, boy.
Hi, Joe.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
I gotta say, Joe, how much does your boy Jake look like you? Holy crap. Wow, a younger version of you on stage. He's good, isn't he? Very good.
He's very good.
Good guitarist. Very good. You like them, Dan? Have a listen to that.
He is. He plays that, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. Very much.
And he needs to do more of those, just little blurps and stuff.
He's got potential there, yeah. Definitely.
Oh, he's very good. He's all self-taught too.
Wow. Very, very good.
So, anyways.
The whole band is by the sound of it. They also really good.
Oh, good. Yeah, sorry. I thought you were saying they all sound self-taught. I thought you were having a dig then.
But I thought we had a no modelling rule on a Friday night, didn't we? Do you remember that? Because
yeah, perhaps you didn't get the memo.
Dan Scattergood's just like put all this stuff.
Oh, still watching telly.
Oh, sorry to disturb you, Dan. Sorry. There we go. Good interview, Jamie. Well done, mate. Very interesting.
Excellent. Well done, Jamie.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you.
Yes, very good, Jamie.
Nice one.
So, I'm going to put him on the spot.
Oh, nice.
Mr. Lewis, would you like to be next?
Yeah, why not?
Whoa. Hang on.
Oh, sorry. Is there something else in the pipeline?
Now, what's the problem?
Have we got something else in the pipeline?
Huh?
Somebody else in the pipeline?
I've already asked Paul.
Oh. Well, I was just making it formal. Why would I?
I've already asked also.
Are you two going to fall out?
No.
Yeah.
It'd help if somebody told
I
me.
have already asked him. Yes.
I asked him the other day.
I've got 3 people up to now on my list. So
If you're going to fall out, will you do it on the live stream so there won't be so many dang rumors?
Listen, you, isn't it a time you had to sleep?
yeah.
He's gone.
You put it on.
Yes.
No, it's still there.
Yes,
It's
Jamie,
there.
I will accede to your question
still back there.
anytime you like.
You haven't got a see them fan in there, have you?
No. No.
Anyway, yeah, great interview. Well done, boys. Thank you very much for doing it. Absolutely
Fantastic.
Thank you.
fantastic. Had a great little nap then. Lovely.
Yeah, me too. That was a brilliant interview, Paul. Well done.
There's just one thing I noticed for Jamie as well. It's Tim Borland. He's saying to Jamie, says, any chance of one of your stickers for my bench, please?
Yeah, definitely, mate. Just PM me. Anybody that wants one, just send PM me and I'll get them out to you.
Shippings went up a lot, so just go ahead.
Send you a self-addressed envelope and 2 international
next
postage
Canada.
coupons.
Via Timbuktu.
Yeah, just
There you
inbox.
go.
Mate, I'll send you one.
Right then. Go on, Roland. We'll do your section next. As soon as we did Dan's last, we'll do yours now.
Not. Why not?
I need to print the thing. Why haven't I printed the thing?
Yari teasing us. I haven't seen Yari for ages. Hello, Yari.
Hey, Harry.
Hello, buddy.
Are we stuck on 83 or is that the number? Because it's been on 83 for ages.
You know what?
Is it updated?
Number.
Everybody else got 83, yeah?
Yeah, I'm on it.
It sticks every now and then, doesn't it?
Yep, 83.
I'm going to hand you over to Roland. He's going to go for all the work
70.
you've shared this week that's finished. Make a note of your favourite builds in the builder because you get to vote at the end. And the winner of this gets pride of place on the ISM Live the Bench page for 2 weeks this week because we're not doing this next week. So you get 2 weeks on there.
Oh, wow.
Poor Jamie was robbed. He only got a week.
Bloody hell.
Fix.
I'm not playing anymore.
Anyway, I'm going to hand you over to Roland. Nothing on the forum, Roland, no?
No, nothing in the forum.
Okay, over to you, mate.
All righty. Thanks very much. And let's have a look at what you have finished. And there are some very good models here, I can tell you now already, as there is every week. And we start with Andrew Dubois. He says, evening, Roland and live crew. This week, I finished the wonderful AMT 125 1963 Corvette. It was primed using Mr. Hobby Gray, then painted in ProScale's Riverside Red, cleared using Mr. Hobby UV cut, and polished using UMP polishing system. The interior was painted in Zero's black leather. All the chrome was painted using Mr. Hobby's Super Metallics chrome. The only good thing about this kit is probably the body. Everything else is just ill-fitting or underscaled. Thanks for looking. Glad you enjoyed it, Andrew.
You did a great job, and it is a terrible old kit. It's nasty.
Yeah.
He did a beautiful job.
Yeah.
And Roland did a beautiful job of reading his sarcasm there. Wonderful.
It's a nasty old kit. I didn't even bother taking pictures of mine, if I'm honest.
No, he's done a beautiful job at that.
Yeah, you did a good job, Andrew. It looks really good.
Nice one.
At least you remember to put your knockoffs off, because I forgot. I know just about a week later, I was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What are these? I have that.
Wheels fall on.
Yeah.
I like his deco. I like his badges on the side too.
Yeah, very nice. Very cool.
All run good build. Well done, Andrew.
Well done for finishing.
His back bumper's straight too.
Well, he's a master of lipstick on a pig, that's for sure.
There you go.
Very good. All right, Chris Burrell is in, and he says, good afternoon, Roland and crew. This week, I finished up the 125 Revell Fast and Furious Brian's Eclipse. This was a good and fun kit, except for the light lenses and hood decal. Lights had giant paper pins that were very ugly. Carbon weave on the hood decal was too large. Used Tamiya carbon fiber decal instead and shaved down locator pins on the lenses. Primed in Mr. Surfacer 1000, painted in Tamiya TS22, and testers red look clear. Decals all went down good. Super Chrome Silver 2 on the exhaust and various Tamiya and Vallejo paints used on the interior. Also added PE seat belts instead of the kit decals. Thanks for looking and have a great weekend, everyone. And that is a
very nicely done. I've heard
Nice done, Chris. Looks good.
bad things about those kits. The fast and
looks
Furious
good.
ones.
Sure.
Looks very good.
So you've done a very good job there.
Very
Oh, look at that. I like that engine bay.
That's nice.
Yeah, that blue anodized looks good.
Very good.
Very sharp.
Beautiful work.
That's an awesome build, Chris. Love it. Right. Next in is Steve Grimsrud. He finished the Tamiya 112 Suzuki X-Star, Mr. Surface Soap 1500, Tamiya lacquers and gravity color paints. A lot of parts and learning opportunities, but 95% happy with how it came out. So you should be, because it looks awesome, buddy.
Gorgeous.
Awesome.
That's nice.
Can be a tricky kit in places, but yeah.
Lovely.
Are those decals around the rims?
Yeah.
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 Those would be a pain in the butt.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Oh.
Yep, they are.
Yep.
Very nice.
It looks very, very sharp.
Nice
I
to
love
see
it.
finished one,
Yeah, it's also a fantastic scheme. Always loved that scheme. It looks great.
Yeah, well done, Steve.
Yeah, very good work.
Then we have our own Paul J. Lewis. He says, "Hi." Oh, what are we having here? Leo
It goes on
Tolstoy.
a bit, Roland.
Oh
So
my
Oh
god.
my goodness.
Holy moly.
Oh,
Wrong
no.
section as well.
Hang on,
Hi.
let's go back to Atkinson.
Hey!
We haven't got to Luke yet.
Hey!
oh,
Oh.
Right. Let's get going. Hi, Roland and Model Kit Wranglers everywhere. Things in the way. We are thinking of buying this 112 Formula One McLaren M19A 1972 from Model Factory Hero. Please be aware that it is not for the faint-hearted or the novice modeler. Here's why. For a brand new release, I was surprised to find so many design build issues with this model, some more problematic than others, including important engine details that Model Factory Hero had omitted, which I had to recreate. Parts that were warped or bent, others that were either too long or too short, and color callouts in the instructions that were inaccurate compared to the real vehicle. All of which, given the high cost of the kit, was very disappointing. And while I appreciate that problems are generally inherent with most MFH kits, the sheer number of issues encountered throughout the build was, in my opinion, totally unacceptable. Despite the frustrations of this kit fighting me from opening the box to the final completion, I'm actually pleased with the end results. Sorry for the rant, Roland, as per all products used can be found on my Paul J. Lewis Facebook page or the ISM Facebook page, and thanks for viewing. Well, if you see the final product, you wouldn't think you had all these issues, but thanks for calling them out, because as you rightly say, these things are really expensive, so you would expect a little better.
Let's go, Paul.
Yeah, you've done a good job.
Yes, very nice.
Awesome, Paul.
okay, guys.
I actually like that one.
It was well worth the rant.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's important to know these things.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. That's real good, important information. And it is a very nice build. I really like that. Here we go. Hugh Gordon is in. Managed to get the GR1B finished. Revell 148 conversion. This aircraft was one of 26 converted to GR1B standard in 1994 and replaced the Buccaneers based at RAF Lossiemouth. Extras include Sea Eagle missiles from Flight Pass, Master Pilot, and decals from Extra Decals. And as an extra touch, the fuel tank fins are back to front. Thanks for looking. I immediately thought something was wrong here. Those fuel tank fins, I thought, just don't look right.
It's an extra.
Liar.
That looks awesome, you.
Yeah, well done, you.
Nice build for you.
Yeah, good work.
Very
Big fin.
Good when it's finished now.
Very nice.
Very nice. Love it. Right, after you, we have Glenn. It's Glenn Snyder. Hi, Roland. Finished my Sylvinus JR125-71 Plymouth Roadrunner. The car is Norm Nelson's USAC, pronounced USAC. Stock car from 1973 using decals from Power Slide. Mr. Primer Surfacer 1000, Mr. Base White 1000, Gravity Spain, Brabham Parmalat White, and BMW M-Style Blue. Custom Creative Chrome Yellow, Gravity Spain 2K, Alcat Mr. Color, Tamiya LP, and Autocam paints throughout. Added various detail bits from a Top Studio, Studio 27, Detail Master, KA Models, Model Car Garage, Plastic Performance Products, and off the sprue plus the kitchen sink. Scratch built the exhaust pipes, headlight covers, windshield, and lower radiator grille. Also modified the rear spoiler area from bumper, grille, and wheel opening to better match the real car. Thanks for looking. Geez, you put some work into that one, Glenn, for sure. And lots
Yeah.
more.
Very cool.
Very good, Glenn.
Looks nice. Very nice.
Jeez, I love that.
I like the
Always had
vibrance of the red on the front.
I like
Always
the
had a
martini glass on the B pillar.
Look at the picture, all. Let's have a look from behind.
Oh yeah. Let's have a look.
Back end.
Here you go.
It's cool.
Very
Very, very cool. I
The
like
detail
that.
on the wheels as well.
Very clean, yeah.
You got back.
I think he's even got wheel weights on there by looks of things as well.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
That's a
Oh, that's a
very
nice
cool.
touch.
I really like that. Right. Next one is Robert Judson. Evening, everyone. I present my Fujimi 124 Porsche 917K in Gulf livery. Gulf blue and orange paint set from scale finishes over Mr. Surfacer white. Black pinstripes were cut off the decals and applied. 2K clear by Top Global. Thank you for looking and have a great show.
Cool.
That is lovely, clean build, Robert. That really
Very nice.
Very well done.
It's
You can't-
lovely.
you-
Love that.
You can't fault a Gulf livery, can you?
it just looks
Yeah,
good.
that's a beautiful scheme.
Yeah, and a good car too. Oh, David Yeo is in. Hi all. Finished the AMG GT3 in 124. He has primed it with Mr. Hobby Paint. Was from Zero Paints, Hell Green Mango, or is it Mango? No. Gloss 2K from Gravity Spain, polished with UMP. Other paints used were from Tamiya LP. Decals from Slot Fabric depicting the Black Falcon car, which won the Dubai 24-hour race in 2018.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very
I
nice.
just
lovely.
look at that car, and this looks awesome.
Yeah.
That car has got so many great schemes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want them to release the newer car as well, because the schemes that are going to be available that would be immense as well.
Yeah, I saw a kind of South African flag scheme for that one. Again, the only reason I would buy this kit is to put that scheme on it because it looks awesome.
I like that. That's a cool scheme. That.
It's a nice build as well, Roland. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody outside, I think you told me as well, you enjoyed that.
Yeah, lovely. It's my favourite. I've got a load of them. I need to build some more.
Okay. Oh, awesome.
So
Right.
loads of
Oh,
schemes.
David, that's a great build. It really looks good. Love the color scheme. Love the slide dirting you have put on it. It really looks good.
Yeah, for a European car, that does something for me.
It's a good kit, that, Joe, as well. Really
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
Brilliant.
really good. I built 2 of those. It's a really good kit.
Yeah.
I like that.
Cool. Right. Oh, look at that. This is finally done for me. Mesamix Resin 112 scale MK1 Ford Escort. Zero paints on top of zero primer. Lots of fun adding details to a solid base model. Really pleased with the final outcome and looking forward to the next one. Thanks for looking.
I really like
Wow.
those wheels. Those wheels.
Good morning.
Perfect.
Good morning. Yeah, that's really cool. That.
I
That's a cool
love
car.
that.
That's a cool car.
Yeah.
That's a
He
cool
should put a
build.
ruler next to it so we can see how big it is.
It's a nice engine, but
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Very nice.
yeah, lovely work, Peter.
Really cool.
That's
I
fab.
love that. Love the big hips. Really nice. Oh, I think you did a great job there, Peter.
It's got a nice stand on it.
Yeah, it's got beautiful stance.
It does. Right, we have Joe. Joe is presenting this week the Chevrolet 56 Delray by Revell in 125. Primed with Mr. Surface Black with gold-based TS21, then 5 coats of Mr. Clear GX106, his old trick. Masked off and then TS40 metallic black for the rest of the car. Cleared with Gravity 2K, a flattened back with Trizac pads and Tamiya polishes. All other paints are LPs and super metallics. Thanks for looking. That
Paint job.
That's lovely.
Yeah, it's really, really
It's gorgeous.
Well
Yeah,
done,
For a
Joe.
Yank tank, that looks good.
It does.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Thank
mean,
you.
for an American car, this does something for me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
very
great
good.
color combo. Well done.
Yeah. I love the stands, just loaded enough. It really looks good. I like it.
Yeah, there's I put a full bunch of pictures in the international scale modelers. So
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, no, it really looks good. Right. Next one is Paul Heffernan. Evening, everyone. Finally finished the Rival 124 La Ferrari. Kit had some ups and downs, but happy overall. Full details in the posts. Thank you for looking. Materials used. Mr. Finishing surface of 1500 black primer. Tamiya light grey primer. Tamiya TS8 Italian red. European car emblems, Ferrari badges, Model Factory Hero adhesive cloth sheet. Tamiya carbon decal sheet. Mr. Hobby Super Clear UV cut gloss. Very pretty.
Very nice.
Hmm.
Nice. that,
Looks
isn't it?
really well,
Beautiful.
Paul.
There's Raga.
Oh, it makes me want to build the one I got.
Mm.
Oh, it's nice.
No,
Do you have the Revel one, Luke, or do you have the Tamiya?
I got the Tamiya.
Bill doesn't want to make me build the one I have.
It's nice.
No.
Oh yeah, it's not going to end up like that, but
Yeah.
The Tamiya one's a nice build as well, to be fair. So
Yeah, I've got it with all the extra decals and everything.
Looks good. I love it, Paul.
Lovely,
Very
lovely
pretty.
guys. Done a cracking job of that.
Yeah, well done, Paul. For sure.
Oh, one of my favorite cars. Hi, everyone. Calling this done. Fujimi's 124 Nissan 240Z. A challenging build from start to finish. Really tried my patience. Primed to Mr. Surface of 1500 white, painted in Tamiya XF for urine infection, yellow-green, and very acrylic.
You, Ryan?
I need to Google that color. Cleared in Mr. Hobby UV Cut 112 and polished up with autoglum scratch remover and super resin polish. Scratch built rear strut brace and quite a bit of work needed to get the stands looking nice. Fujimi decals are a bit of a pain, yeah, I know, to work with, but they went down well. Also used a couple of Kent model stickers on the windows as a nod to them for supplying the kit. Think it turned out okay in the end. Thanks for looking and have a great weekend. Yeah,
Right.
thanks.
Beautiful, Joe.
that is that color.
That
White
color is
disgusting
something
color.
else.
It's really nice. Do you know what I mean?
The urine infection. No, that's an awesome color.
Yeah, it's like it's such an ugly color, but it looks really nice.
Yeah, I know.
On that
are
car.
those kit wheels?
yes, they were. Well, I don't know if they're kit wheels for that kit, but they were wheels that came with that car.
Watanabe today?
Yeah, cool wheels.
Nice.
Really nice.
Nice. I like
Right,
that.
ladies and gentlemen, and that is that.
Superb. Great
Excellent.
work in there tonight.
Bloody
Now
hell.
we got to make a decision. Oh
Right
my.
then. So you now get the time it takes for Roland to recap it and a bit longer to pick tonight's winner. So try to remember the builder's name and the subject, and one vote each. Away we go. When you're ready, Alan and Roland.
And you ready,
Yeah.
guys? When you go for it, Roland.
All right, here we go. We start with Andrew DeWall, who has this week the AMT 125 1963 Corvette, which he describes as wonderful. Next one is Chris Burrill. He has the 125 Rival Fast and Furious Brian's Eclipse. Beautiful green. Next one is Steve Grimsrud. He's here with the 112 Tamiya Suzuki X-Star. Beautiful scheme. Next one is Paul J. Lewis with his Model Factory Hero M19A McLaren from 1972. And he really enjoyed that kit. Thanks, Paul. Then next is Hugh Gordon with his GR1B from Rival. His scale is 148 and looks very nice. Next one is Glenn Snyder with his Salvinos JR125-71 Plymouth Roadrunner. After Glenn, we have Robert Judson with the Fujimi 124 Porsche 917K in the well-tested and still very attractive Golf livery.
Beautiful. Nice build.
David Yeo is next with his Tamiya AMG GT3 in 124. Beautiful scheme on there in metallic green and black. Next is Peter Milgate with his very special Mesamix Resin 112 scale MK Mark I Ford Escort. After Peter, we have Joe. He's in with his Chevrolet 56 Delray by Revell, and the scale is 1 to 25. Paul Hefferman enjoys putting in his Ferrari La Ferrari, which is a Revell 124 kit. Very pretty. And after Paul, and last but certainly not least, Richard Farmer in with Fujimi's 124 Nissan 240Z. And here we are. Thanks very much.
Excellent stuff.
Well done, Roland.
Some great builds in there. Not as many tonight, not as busy, but some absolutely phenomenal builds in there.
I think it's one of the hardest ones.
Say that every week.
I know, but it gets ridiculous, doesn't it?
It's never an easy week.
Doesn't get any easier, that's for sure.
Guys, just get better
Next
and
week
better.
will be easy.
Oh yeah, next week will be cool. You do the talking next week, Simon.
Bring your wallet or your purse next week.
Vote with your wonga.
I'm gonna make a decision right now.
Yeah, the coin is flipped.
Winner.
Whilst we're waiting for this as well, I've got a post up on my Paul ISM page asking about my next build. There's several kits pick. If no one's had a vote, go over and have a vote.
That's right, sir.
Yeah. Well, you need to go and have a vote. If you've voted.
I voted.
Well, it's there then. It's
I voted. Don't worry.
So I'm going to pick probably the top 3 tomorrow morning and start a poll for patrons, and the patrons can actually pick the build.
You're only going to have a top one.
I will, but I'm going to pick the top.
No, there's good.
You're only
Those
going
are
to
all
have a top
good
one.
kids.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the top 3 out of that list, and then let the patrons pick the one they want out of that lot.
Yep.
That was what I did. You lot can everyone else can shortlist it. The patrons can pick it. So if you've not voted, please go over there and have a vote quickly. Because some good kits in there. Some have got quite personal meaning to me as well for one reason or another. So yeah, go over and have a look.
I'm going to do now.
Right then, Mr. Bretland.
I'm going to go for Peter's Escort.
Peter's Escort.
Tough one, but it's a Mark 1 Escort. In 12 scale.
In 12 scale, yeah. Very rare.
Does it get any better than that?
Yeah, that thing's huge.
That's fantastic. Looks really good.
Yep.
Scattergun.
Mr. Glenn Snyder, Salvino's junior thing in Majiggity, what's it? That
The road runner, yeah.
yes, that was really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice. I enjoyed that one.
Miss Shorty.
Tricky one. PJ's McLaren's brilliant. Peter's Escort's brilliant. I like the Roadrunner, the Black Falcon, but because it's different, and I thought it looks bloody clean, I'm going to go for Hugh's hairy plane.
No,
That's
good
a good
choice.
choice too.
Tornado, sorry. Tornado.
Yeah, the big fin tornado.
Hairy plane.
Isn't that just a load of hot air though?
Hey,
Tornado.
That'd be a hot air balloon.
Doesn't matter. Luke.
I'm with Simon on that one. I'm going for Hughes Tornado. I really like that.
There's enough. The Dan Cave.
I'm going to go for Glenn's Roadrunner. Meet.
Okay then. Roland.
Yeah, the Roadrunner it is.
Okay. Mr. PJ Lewis.
I'm going to go for Joe's Delray.
Ah,
All right.
good choice, yeah.
good.
Okay. Rich. You are muted, by the way, Rich.
Oh yeah, I love the pink one.
Rich, your microphone is muted.
I'm going to go with David Yo's AMG.
That's a nice
That
one.
was my
All right.
second choice.
Yeah, nice.
Thank you, Rich. Mr. Beat.
Oscar speech.
Oh,
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, quick, somebody
No.
mute him.
I know. I'm sorry, but the Robert
just all
Judson's
12 of them.
917.
All 12 of them. All 12 of them.
Yeah. Robert Judson's 917, stunning. Paul Efflin's LaFerrari, unbelievable. huge tornado. But the Mark 1 Escort is stunning. But
It is.
it's the MFH kit for me because I build them and I know the struggles he's been through with it. PJ's McLaren.
Cheers, Jamie.
Stunning build, mate.
Cheers, buddy.
Joe.
It's funny, I sit here and I listen to you guys rhyme off all these. You've got everybody on my list, but I'm definitely with, I mean, Peter's Escort, gorgeous. Glenn, I love that Roadrunner. David's AMG, like I said, that just does something for me. And Hugh's Tornado. I know I've listened to Hugh, sit there and frickin' frack and with all the decals and everything. But I've also done that with PJ too. So it's PJ's McLaren for me. That's beautiful what he's done with that. Very nice. Well, I love it. So
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
No problem, PJ.
Tracy.
I'm going to go with Robert Judson's 917. There's so many good builds. It's just hard to pick one. PJ's car is epic. I mean, it is what it is. Love to see it for 2 weeks. Robert's car, for me, just not.
Yeah, it's good color too.
Yep.
Again, myself, I mean, so many epic builds again, isn't there? Joe, I mean, the paint job on that Chevy, awesome, mate, absolutely. Peter's Mark 1 Escort, 12 scale Escort, what's not to like about it? But, it's beautiful. And again, Paul's F1 McLaren, I'm a F1 fan. I think it's a beautiful build. And I appreciate Hugh's Tornado, but the one that really stood out to me as a really, really clean build is Robert Judson's Porsche 917, because that Fujimi kit isn't a great kit either.
Exactly.
So he's going to get my vote as Robert Judson.
Yeah.
There we go.
We got like a 6-way tie.
Hello.
It is very, very close. I just need to catch up and see what's happening, if there's any more votes in the chat. We got one more there.
I mean, that just goes to show the standard of work.
Yeah.
Oh, she just keep the pig up there. That's the that's the best thing.
Not in your bias, Jamie.
Crap.
Get the
That'll
truffle
cost you,
on
Jamie.
up there.
No, the work is stunning. Everybody that's posting work, and if you're not posting it on the what you finished, please make sure you migrate it over too.
Yeah.
We were talking about that
We
earlier.
were discussing this afternoon, weren't we, about so many finished builds on ISM, they don't get posted into the what you finished. Well,
Yeah.
you can't
finish builds, even what you're working on, chuck it in, guys. People are interested.
I'll be honest, I sat here today, finished that blue Beamer, but it's not quite right. I didn't have time to take pictures of, and Paul even said you put it in and said, no, we'll do it next week. I literally just sat there and had a brain fart thinking the purple one was finished, The purple one was finished. I didn't put it in. I forgot I finished it. No man, I'll do it in a couple of weeks.
Well, next one will be a 2-week stretch again, so
Yeah, so it'll be another packed one.
it will be.
The voting is extremely close this week.
Don't open it till next week, Roland. Don't the week after. Don't let it run for 2 weeks.
No, because it'll be
As it'll be
horrendous.
manic for you.
Right then. This week,
Hang on.
The last one we had was open for 3 weeks, so yeah, okay.
Okay, I'll explain it properly. Your section, because we're not live next week, don't put your section up next week. Do it the week after instead.
Okay.
That way it's not mega big for you.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it, but if it's boring for you guys, then it's okay. I don't mind it.
Not boring at all. Not boring at all.
The pictures are good.
Very
It's
interesting.
droning voice.
The builds are very interesting.
Yeah, I don't like
The
that.
presenter's a bit ropey.
Makes the choice even harder.
You poke me in the chest, I drop kick you in the face.
Right then. Quiet, I'm talking.
Oh, dear.
In third place this week, with 7 votes, was Joe with his Chevrolet 56 Delaware.
Nice one, Joe.
Nice.
In second place this week, with 8 votes, was PJ's McLaren M19A.
Oh,
This
okay.
week's
Well
winner
done, Paul.
with 9 votes is Peter Millgate's Mark 1 Ford Escort.
Hey, Peter,
Nice
well
one,
done.
Peter. Well done, buddy.
Nice
Well,
one.
Very, very close. Very,
Thanks everybody else for sharing the work. How many votes do we get in total?
At least 8.
I'm taking socks off in a minute.
43 votes. Plus ours, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. That's a half.
Not bad.
Watching. Is that how many-
So I'm like 2 of the people in your chat too, so I didn't vote.
That's not bad though. 50.
Watching you, Mr. Frogelman.
Well, yeah, of course I'm not Mr. Frogelman over there. I'm Mr. Fogelson and Hoosier. So.
3 identities, the FBI.
That's some aliases. I
I was
mean,
going to say you're going to get your door took off.
You wait till I change your name.
How are you going to change my name?
I'll figure it out.
No, you won't. Try it.
No, you won't.
I like your thought. I like your thoughts. There we go. So yeah, well done everyone. Some great work in there. Congratulations to Peter. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, Peter.
Yes,
Great
well
job.
done, Peter. Well deserved.
Proud of place. Get that pig off now, Alan. Get rid of it.
yeah, get it gone.
I'll get round to it, don't worry.
Yeah, keep the good kids coming. Really
That's
good
yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Put it in the trash can.
Nice.
Good lord.
Right then, what have we got left to do? We've got questions for the crew. What you've ruined.
That's it.
That's us.
And my question. And my question.
Ah,
Paul's
PJ.
question, yeah.
Paul, do your question
False
first.
question, yeah.
Okay. Let me just sort this out.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And just move you guys out the way.
Oh my god. It's not a question.
Do you have a lie down, Simon?
Article.
This.
Okay.
It's a seminar.
Just to recap the question because it's been there for a month. Okay. Okay, I stumbled across an article recently by Rob Pla at missinglinks.com that opened my eyes to the potential dangers of products that we modelers not only use every day but largely take for granted. Despite it being quite an old article written back in 2002, the information it contains is still relevant and, in my personal view, an important must-read for all modelers. Considering the following for starters. Short-term potential risks include injuries to hands and eyes from cutting, grinding, and other mechanical methods, eye injuries caused by chemicals, fire, long-term potential risks include allergic reactions to certain chemicals, problems to respiratory system due to overexposure to chemicals, and brain damage caused by overexposure to solvents. So my question this week, or it was 4 weeks ago, so every model should consider carefully. How aware are you of the potential dangers to your health and the health of others around you when using the vast array of chemicals present in our model building environs? And what precautions do you take to minimize those dangers? And there's a link there to the actual article.
My answer is yes, and it's a safety squint and a safety whole breath.
Hey.
I'll answer at the end. Come.
Okay. Digsby James was first in. Okay. Back when I got engaged, I worked making roofing thermastic tar. No idea. I had to suit up in thick coveralls, Velcro heat shields for my forearms, painter's cap to keep the thermastic out of my hair, and regular health and safety checks. So the exposure made me aware when I worked assembling ultralight two-seat aircraft. Fabricating cements, I don't know what stitz is, stitz treatment of the fabric, and then the UV protective paint, then the paint itself. From engine work to fabricating, working for a gas station years before, I was aware. So now I ventilate the room with fresh air. Paint booth vents outside. I have another fan that also vents outside that I use while building a kit. I plan on updating my paint booth and plan on building a second room air purifier. but like a mini industrial one. I also keep first aid kit and eye wash kit in the nearest bathroom. I also have taken first aid courses. But the best advice I've got from my great uncle who owned a hobby shop, who drove it into me every chance he got. Be careful, open windows, turn a fan on to draw air in from open window. And if I don't do these and more to his satisfaction, then I didn't get the model that week. So thankful for him. I'm Dan Pedersen. I've been a part of several safety-related roles through my working life. It's scary to think how many people don't understand what can happen to them when the chemicals we can buy over the counter. Fortunately, because of my training, I've always made sure to keep myself and family safe through the use of various levels of PPE, gloves, goggles, etc. Proper ventilation and extraction. I made a custom extractor that vents directly outside, are also key. Hence, when attempting to calculate airflow at CFM, always err on the side of caution and go with more airflow. First aid kit, fire extinguisher close at hand, in the cave or in arm's reach are also a must. Aftab's in as well. He says, I worked in a lab for over 20 years and little things have stuck with me that some might consider paranoia or overkill. For example, I stopped wearing contact lenses due to the possibility of fumes and vapors being trapped behind the lenses when dealing with chemicals. Of course, this was with older contact lenses that didn't breathe, as well as the new ones that you can now sleep with. I have found that I would rather be cautious than carefree, considering the health complications that may become apparent due to neglect and complacency. Sometimes safety is put on the side, and other times it is amazing to see how a company makes sure to be very clear on how to use their product. A great example is the post-scale 2K video. I thought it was terrific to see how proper safety was clearly highlighted in the use of product rather than just trying to push a product out the door. That alone is enough for me to support the company.
There you go. Nice one.
And that's it. No. Comments.
Thank you, Aftab. Yeah.
Very wet water.
Very wet water. Very important.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have 2 fire extinguishers, eye wash station, 3M half mask respirator, full face respirator. I wear gloves for 90% of spraying. Anything that's really dangerous, like 2K, I leave the room while off gases. Good extractor. Leave the window cracked open if you can when you got your extractor on, so it's got a through flow of air as well. And as I was saying in the videos, don't be spraying around your family, your kids, your pets, anyone, and just be aware of what you're using. 2K, not to be taken lightly at all. Used correctly and on an amateur level, like we do, and I don't mean the skill level, I mean in the frequency of its use. It'd be perfectly fine, perfectly fine. If you're using products like that every day, that's where the regulations come into it. You need air-fed, downdraft, extraction, etc. Positive pressure masks and everything. But yeah, the fire extinguishers, not expensive to buy. I have 2, and I think the litre ones are quite big. And an eye wash station off Amazon, like a tenner. It's basically saline solution that you just. But better to have it and never use it than get something in your eye.
Oh yeah.
Fumble around blind, pick up some lacquer thinner.
Yeah. So you've got the wash bottle from the wash station next to your lacquer thinner because you can't see if you've got stuff in your eye.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
If you use super glue, make sure you buy debonder.
Yeah.
I can tell you something now, Tracy.
I've got that.
Not a nice experience getting super glue in your eye.
Well, super glue anywhere, but
it apparently doesn't stick to your eyeball.
Well, I can tell you, Paul, the stuff I used did stick to my eyeball.
Okay, I'll rephrase that. It's not meant to damage your eyeball because your eyeball
Here's the one thing that people a multi don't realize, well, when you read the warning labels on things about, don't stick your finger in a light socket, don't
done
go
it.
in light socket, is the amount of stupid the stupid stuff people actually do that they have to put warning labels on.
They're normally there because somebody's done that.
Yeah.
Like, caution, coffee is hot. Well, no shit.
Exactly.
My edge trimmers say
It
do not
until the
put
90s
water.
before they realized coffee was hot at McDonald's.
All I'm going to say is, if anyone wants first dibs, my stash will be for sale on eBay on Sunday. Too dangerous, this hobby. Forget it.
I mean,
we all got to die sometime. Take sensible precautions, but enjoy the hobby still. Don't let it put you off. As Paul said,
It's about using your common sense at the end of the day. We use paints, we use solvents, and many other products and what have you. And if you use them sensibly with the proper precautions, then you shouldn't have a problem.
Yourself, Paul, you just said there, Paul. Sorry, you just said, Paul, common sense, and Simon says sensible. Unfortunately, there's two things in society that don't seem to exist anymore.
Common sense ain't that common.
It's just they are just not newsworthy, so you don't read about them. You only read about the idiots. So they are very common stuff.
Well, I say, you can take all the precautions you like. You can walk out the street and get mowed down by a.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's how far do you take it, isn't it?
Well, as Aftab has said, watch Paul's videos when he spray paints and when he explains what he does when he spray paints, especially his 2K videos, the previous ones and now the latest ones. He gives you a very good rundown what he does, and if you follow that, you should be very fine.
Yeah.
Just don't be stupid. And I think a lot of people don't realize the dangers of spraying around your family as well. The fumes.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, I used to spray in my bedroom when I modelled.
Let's talk about that. We've seen a message about that before.
There were no booth or anything like that, and my missus had come to bed and she'd like tap the quilt and it'd be like dust, because
exactly. Yeah.
So hence why.
At the end of the day, it's you can spray indoors. I'm indoors. I'm at the top of the house.
Oh yeah.
If I need to, I've got the doors shut. I've got the windows open and the spray and the booth on, and you take the right precautions. It's fine. If I've 2K'd, I leave the room, shut all the doors, and vent it from front to back. I'm lucky I've got a window on either side here, and I can do that. So
another thing
about it,
which people don't normally think about, like Paul did mention in his question, other people, and I'm not thinking just family here, but
animals.
You should have a sharps box as well.
Yeah.
All the sharp stuff we use, like a lot of people will use syringes, but obviously we've got our blades from our craft knives and whatnot.
These things are available for a couple of quid off Amazon, right? And if once they're full, you take them to your local pharmacy and they will just dispose of them for you.
Yeah.
Hang on. Unless your name's Alan Parker, and then he bought a blade 10 years ago and he just sharpens it.
About 3 mil thick now.
That just proves he's a cheapskate.
It's 1.5 mil wide.
Is it such a bad thing to get your money's worth out of something?
No.
So my advice is, if you're gonna do this indoors, to make sure you don't scrimp on your equipment. Your extractor fan. When I turn on my extractor here, the door closes itself.
I was going to say, does the cat keep away from it?
So the cat goes out and the door closes as soon as I hit the fan.
Yeah.
So you can go outside and smell the lacquer smell, but in here, when like you guys, I leave.
Yeah.
You're
okay,
stuff in a drying box. Yep. What's that?
I says you're okay in there. It's everybody else outside's getting all your food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, once you leave the window, I'm not really worried about you.
Can I just say in the chat that Graham French said, "Does Tracy look like Fred did his brother?"
It just
Tracy doesn't know if Fred, I don't know if Tracy knows who Fred Dibner is.
I'll have to look.
Yeah, go and have a look. Very interesting guy.
He's a bloke from the 70s and 80s, and he used to carry his nudges about in a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's the daddy. If you wanted something doing up high, he was the man.
He was a legend, mate.
No safety equipment though. That's the important bit.
He did. He had wooden ladders tied together.
Yeah, okay, but that was it.
And a fag in his mouth.
And a couple of pints.
Yeah, he used to drink before going up ladders.
Yeah. And he'd drop a chimney halfway through the day, he'd drop down, have a sandwich and a quick pint and back up top of chimney. He was one of my heroes. I'm gutted that he passed away when he did. Gutted.
Another quick one though, going back to what Tracy said about the people outside, it's not their problem. If you do vent out a window, make sure that
you use plenty of swear words.
Make sure that your back door's shut as well, because
Once you're coming back in again.
when I first came in here, I'm right above the back door, and I vented the paint in, vented out the window, went in the kitchen downstairs, and it ummed the paint. So yeah, make sure that your windows that side, whenever you're venting, downstairs as well, make sure they're closed, because otherwise it's just going to come back in.
And you probably wouldn't want to use it over your AC unit or anything like that. But you know, it's just common sense. But
not in this country.
Yeah, there are some paints out there like the Aqueous that are all waterborne, that don't have an odor, that make it really conducive to be in an apartment and still model. You can get a good finish. Now there are different techniques involved with it.
But I still wouldn't want even particles from something like that. I wouldn't want to inhale them. I'd still wear a mask.
Exactly right. I would still wear a mask, because once it gets in your lungs, we can't get it out.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's an atomized film, because that's what a paint is. It's a film. It dries as a film.
And as Paul said before, 2K is essentially, when you mix it all together, it's essentially a cyanoacrylate. It's a superglue.
Yeah.
So you don't want that in your lungs.
Nope.
And don't get too close to your super glue as well. Don't be building stuff like that, because you can burn.
Well, if you get a certain age, you don't have much of a choice.
Well, where's my protection then? Because I was, I knew that obviously the vapors can burn, but I didn't pay too much. I didn't think about it too much. And I watched a Geek Gaming Scenics video, and his face was red, and his eyes were red and everything, because he got too close.
Allergic reaction. Yeah, he's getting burned. Yeah.
So when I was building the balsa airplanes behind me, those are 8-foot and 10-foot wingspans. When you put together the wing with balsa wood, you assemble it and pin it to the board, and then you go by real quick with thin CA.
Yeah.
And if you look down the line after you put the CA on it, it's smoking.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be directly over that breathing it. Now it includes the odorless stuff that we're using. So just be smart.
And that vapor is carcinogenic, so you need to be aware of that as well.
Absolutely.
I'd second on wearing the safety glasses, to say, because it's not a nice experience having super glue in your eyes. And I can tell you exactly how I managed to get it in my eyes. I was at the time I was into 8th scale buggy racing, RC buggy racing, and
on tires.
Quite often you're putting tires on, so you'd put your tire on your rim, and you'd peel your tire back, put a bead of very thin super glue in, and then let the bead come up, and that would bond the tire to the rim. As I put it back, it slipped out my fingers, went together, and it shot it straight up from the bench.
Ouch!
Lovely.
Now that's a different story that you told all of us. It was nothing like that at all. But let's move on from that.
Yeah, it wasn't super glue that you got in today.
And yeah, it was
No, it definitely wasn't.
Especially considering the nearest hospital was 12 miles away at the time.
What I was trying to say before is it's supposedly not supposed to do any long-term damage, because it dries instantly when it hits your moist eyeball.
Yeah.
It doesn't physically stick to your eyeball, but obviously you've still got a crusty bit of CA glue floating around on your eyeball. It needs, but it's not like you're not going to lose your sight.
Yeah.
But that's where you want saline solution and things like that to get things like that at least out or off.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing to think about chemical exposure is a lot of chemical exposure is cumulative. So using things like 2K and lacquer paints, the potential damage to your lungs is actually cumulative. So it's not about having short periods of exposure. It's the total amount you have over a lifetime. So a simple
one of
thing
the
like
things
that.
I see a
And it's
lot
the,
of guys.
the cumulative cocktail that you're using as well. It's not just one chemical, it could be multiple chemicals that are all, you know,
resin as
attacking
well.
your lungs.
If you're sanding any resin parts, I'd always suggest gloves, because you could touch resin, you could touch liquid resin from your printer and you'd be like, oh, that's fine, you'll just wipe it off. But you could not have a reaction to that for years. But then once you have a reaction, that's it, you're prone to that then, and it can just come back and back and back and get worse and worse, to the point where you could touch unsanded resin and you could have a rash. So resin, like photopolymer resin and casting resin, I'd always suggest wearing gloves, sanding that at least, and a mask, because you don't want to be breathing that in either.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of guys airbrushing with only one glove on. And I'm like, if it's worth putting one on, why didn't you put the second one on?
Costs too much money, Tracy.
Yeah, but if you get paint on this hand and you have to use lacquer thinner to wipe it off, you're going to use the gloved hand, put the lacquer thinner on your bare skin?
I use one glove when I'm painting normal paints because
Yeah.
it doesn't get anything on my hand. But if it's 2K, it's on both.
Yeah. I just don't find I can hold the airbrush as well if I've got a glove on that hand, ironically, but because I always hold the kit in that hand and the airbrush in that hand. Never got a glove on this one.
Right.
Personal preference.
I noticed Paul was using cling wrap on his arm. and in the house here, I don't wear a long sleeve shirt very often, but that's a great tip.
That's another. The other thing why I do that as well. It attracts static, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would pull the dust right to it.
Yeah, that was my thought as well. I thought I'd give it a go, and I've been doing it for months now.
That's really good, actually. Yeah, it's crikey. You're not just a pretty face, are you?
No, I'm an ugly kid as well.
Yeah.
Well, safety and preparation of your environment are probably two of the biggest things in getting good paint jobs, good 2K jobs, making it easier for you to flatten paint out. So don't forget all of that. Don't forget you need good filters, you need clean environment. For heaven's sakes, look above you. Most of everything that falls from above your head. It's kind of hard to hit it. You know what I mean?
I hope not.
Make sure things are wiped
That's
down
heavy.
a day before or a couple hours before.
Only got picture frames up there.
I want to say I've got some lights.
There's probably dust on the picture frames, buddy.
A little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Now would be the perfect time for.
Remember those 4 dots of dust you seen?
Yeah, to be fair, he's
somewhere.
right. He's right.
Yep.
As much as I hate,
It's hard for me in the room because I use it every day. So I have to plan my 2K sessions out early to make sure it's dead in here for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Joe's in the chat. Joe Yellow Cake's in the chat, and he's saying, "Her live Chris he said he's very full of common sense."
Yep, of course he is.
No, he's not. He's a tradesman like me and Dan and that. You don't got no common sense at work. You haven't got time to do silly.
No, you just do that, and you just carry on, and then you go to hospital afterwards.
Safety squint is a genuine thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's angle grinders. You just need a safety squint.
Yeah.
How many welding?
Yeah.
Just shut your eyes.
Yeah. I must admit, though, I've had arcade from.
Oh, it's horrible.
Oh, well, I wasn't actually welding that day. I was.
Isn't he one of the Avengers?
He was.
I was just walking back and forth through the welding,
flash off the walls and stuff.
And, it was horrible. And the next day, I went to Motorcycle Live in Birmingham, and I had to wear sunglasses all day because it honestly just feels like you got sandpaper on the inside of your eyelids.
You get sunburn for a while, can't you, as well?
Yeah.
That's essentially what arcade is sunburn on your eyes.
So it is.
Yeah, I had a bad case of that myself. Same sort of scenarios. Doing a load of welding with somebody, but I wasn't actually welding. I was just helping, so I was holding, but looking away. All the walls, surrounding walls, were white. And I was getting the flash doors, and I say, terrible archive both eyes.
It is horrible.
When I was welding, I wore the full plastic face shield.
But like I had
When I was
severe
actually welding, I would.
sunburn to the fact that my skin was peeling.
Yeah, it does. I had the exact same thing. It is literally sunburn, isn't it, at the end of the day?
But yeah, it was all right. We tried the old safety screw, but it just didn't work too well.
Yeah.
I saw the dark in mask.
See that.
So yeah, great question, PJ.
Question, Paul. Yeah, very good.
Nice one, mate.
Cheers.
Thought provoking.
But as was said, don't get too paranoid because just think of the shite you're breathing in when you're out and walking down the road.
Oh yeah.
That's just it.
Or behind cars, or
Yeah, when you start your car in the garage.
yeah, cooking in the kitchen. You know, air fresheners, candle. It's all the crap you're breathing in. None of it's good for
Sitting
you.
on the bog.
The whole point of raising the question is to raise awareness.
Oh no, I'm just saying that. But
Yeah.
some people get a little
Right.
bit too paranoid about things. And
Yeah. I mean, just be aware of what you're using and take the appropriate precautions.
a good
Simple.
respirators,
Have your
not that
socks to hand,
expensive.
isn't it, Paul?
Huh?
Have your socks to hand.
Socks to hand, yeah.
Don't know what that means.
No, do I.
Standard operating procedures. How to use things.
What?
SOPs.
Don't know what you're doing with your socks.
SOP.
SOP, yeah.
Oh,
I thought you were saying socks.
I thought you said socks as well.
I thought you said socks. I was like, I don't know what you're doing with your socks.
I don't
Oh
wear
my
socks.
God.
You and your buzzers.
A good respirator, a good half face, half mask, 3M mask will cost you. The one I've got's like 50 quid, but you can get them cheaper.
Yeah.
Don't skimp on the filters. Don't buy
Yeah.
China filters. Don't do it. Buy
Yeah,
just
you can
3M.
get a cheap mask for 25 or 30 bucks, but spend the money on the filters.
Gloves, nitrile gloves are meant to be the most resilient.
Yeah, much better.
If you're using 2K, double glove that left hand. Double glove it. It's one thing I read about 2K is it will get through gloves, even nitrile. So I always double glove. And spray boots.
Double glove for
Extraction. Yes.
Extraction, 100% all day long, and keep a window cracked in the room. I know it's a nightmare in the winter because the bloody booth sucks all the heat out your room. That through flow.
No, it's absolutely necessary.
Sorry. And don't forget, it's very important. Get yourself a bloody fire extinguisher.
Yep. The cheap.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's not just good for the hobby. It's just good to have around anyway.
I mean, yeah.
You used to have an extinguisher in your kitchen and in any major rooms where I've got one in the shed. There's one on the other one. There's one in the kitchen.
And
Two in
also
the back of my car. I've got them everywhere.
And also get a first aid kit.
First aid kits in the house.
Absolutely.
And change your filters on your boots regularly as well.
Yeah.
Don't be a tight ass because not only are you risking yourself, you're also risking destroying your fan on your booth as well.
Are you listening, Alan? Don't be a tight arm.
Hoovered it. Yeah, it's been down the dry cleaners.
No, we're going to say he's probably knowing how he's probably hoovered it out, caught up pigment, saving that for later. Yeah, chucking it through twin tub.
Smacked it against the wall outside.
Yeah, outside smacking against the tree. Yeah.
If you're going to do something you've never done before, don't forget to do a risk assessment. That might sound silly. That might sound like I'm taking a piss, but in your head, you should be doing like mini risk assessments.
You're one of them, aren't you? You're one of them people, aren't you?
You've changed
you're
since
one of
you
those
got your
people.
new
you've
job.
changed.
About it.
Can I go get my aluminum foil?
Every time you cross the road, you do a mini risk assessment. You always check there's no cars coming. Just
I
even
don't.
a tiny
I
little
just
check.
walk
like that.
straight out.
He said when I go to the spray room, look left and right for cars. Is David Prowse going to be behind me, is he?
Yes.
Across the road. That's going to be lost on a few
Darth
people.
Vader got to do
That's
with
going
it.
to be lost on a lot of people.
Luke's like, who?
Universe
not on his
changed
own.
you, Luke.
It's his father.
Well, I have to look both ways before I go
No,
to the
there's
spray
much
booth.
chance of any traffic in there, mate. I think I'll be all right. Yeah. Don't forget to unplug your TV at the wall before going to bed.
Yeah.
I am that paranoid with this room. The power goes off in here every night. There's no power to this room. Gets switched off at the RCD in the house every night.
Yeah.
I will not risk this. Anything in here. I know it's all pucker wiring. I know it's all fine. There's an RCD in here as well as a separate one. But no, it goes off overnight in here. No power whatsoever. Because there is way too much flammable stuff in here. And that's another one, Joe, as well. Leaving cloths or paper towels soaked in lacquer.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Good
Don't
point.
don't have anything balled up tightly and put in, like some people take and ball up their cloth and they stick it in their mixing cup and stick it back in their spray booth.
I never do that.
That could start a fire.
Same with Siega. Be careful with Siega. The Siega can go up, can't it?
CA glue is on paper top. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Soldering parts that have got CA glue already on them can cause arsenic gas, apparently.
Yeah, I heard that easy. I don't know if it's true.
I don't either, but that's what I was told.
You got an iron, right?
I'm not going to try it, so.
No.
I think I'll get Ali to do my soldering.
You know what I think one of the worst chemicals.
There's an idea,
Section
Jamie.
next week with that.
You know what I think one of the worst chemicals is I use? It's super glue kicker. I think it's horrific.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Absolutely horrific stuff. I don't know what's in it. That can't be good for you, that stuff.
I won't spray it.
Spray it.
I won't spray it.
I spray it.
Probably the neck.
I spray it into the cap of the lid and use a micro brush to put it on.
Yeah,
That's what I do too.
It's horrific.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible. That and Mr. Leveling Thinner cripples me. Can't stand the stuff.
Yeah, I don't do well with the mech at all. I mean that.
There we go. Good question from Paul. Well done, mate. Good job again.
It's cracker, mate.
Nice.
Right, let's have a look at things you've funked up this week.
We've just got the one this week.
Go on then.
All right.
Paul, you can't have it in 2 sections this week.
Actually, I thought it would be you and your blue paint spill.
If I
You
hadn't
didn't mention that, did you? You didn't put photographs of
I
that
had a
in,
bit of
did
a
you?
calamity the other day, and if I hadn't been live, I probably would have taken the time. I had about 20 mil of Ford engine blue in a medicine cup with
Oh,
a
it's
cap
gone
on.
down. It was 30 mil, you told us.
No, it was about 20 mil. It wasn't full. It was about, because if it was 30, it would have been in the bottle.
Yeah.
That's how I remembered. And I thought, I mixed it for a customer, and I thought, oh, there's a bit left there. I'll keep that for me, and I'll use it at some point down the line. Put a cap on it, put it in the drawer. Saw in the drawer the other day, ramming bottles in to get them all in there. Popped the lid off it and tipped a 20 mil of paint in the drawer. I was like, we were live. I wasn't very happy that day anyway. I spent 20 minutes trying to get blue paint out of the drawer. And, yeah, if I hadn't been live and a bit more in a better mood, I might have taken a picture. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well,
It looks like a Smurf's done something in my drawer.
Yeah.
The Smurfs were in there.
blue paint out of your drawers.
It was.
It was all over my arms and my face and everywhere.
It was. It was highly amusing.
It was like a Smurf money shot.
Yeah, you.
Like I said, this week we've just got the one.
Oh,
thankfully, it's a relatively mild one. But Paul, do you want to do your spiel or?
it's stuff you've ruined.
There we go. So, I've just closed it. So first and last up, we have Mr. Robert Judson, who said, "Hey guys, here's a funny mishap. I bought a set of decals to do the Rooster Rojo livery on a Tamiya Mercedes GT3. The problem is the decals are 127 scale for a mini ZR. Well, it's a good thing you've noticed now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not when you were putting the first one on, or putting the fourth one on. That would have been more than annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse, but that is quite a funny little mistake.
Yeah.
That's
That's a good reason now to scan those in and upscale them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buy some decal paper.
Or shrink the model. Put the model in the tumble dryer.
Put the model
Here we go.
in
The tumble dryer. Off you go.
Good idea. Oh,
But, yeah, Mark says you had your hand covered in some white stuff this morning. Yes, I was polishing the BMW this morning, and I'm not going to lie, the UMP polish system we've got, I've got them in bottles, not the tubs. So I just use the bottle because it's easier for me. And I took the lid off, and I was being lazy trying to get it one-handed on my cloth. So I had my finger on the top of the bottle, and with the other two fingers I was squeezing the bottle, trying to come Did a little bit too hard, and a full money shot all up my hand.
Oops.
Not
bad.
good.
No. Tasted funny as well.
Good.
Good. Right then. It's just you in it, Dan. The questions.
Question. Yep. Well, two-part question. One question, two parts, two subjects from Mr. Graham French. So first question, what is Cam's and the crew's thoughts on Cam's new spray booth? Now, Cam's not here. I've not seen him in the chat. So let's just say, what are the crew's thoughts on Cam's new spray booth?
I'll be honest.
Well, you should explain what the new spray booth is.
Yes,
It's a water curtain one, isn't it?
A water curtain spray booth. So it has your conventional filter and extractor at the back, which extracts outside, and has a water curtain at the front. And the idea of that is to carry the particles down, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to be brutally honest. I think it's a gimmick, personally. And I've heard rumours that A, they're a nightmare to clean the water out, and B, absolutely stinks really bad.
Yeah, that's the issue. Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with the principle. You know, I work for.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
I worked for a furniture company, and we had our spray booths all watered down. So that's the only way they work. So the principle is good, but I tell you, in this particular application, it doesn't work very well.
Yeah, they use mainly for powder coating, don't they?
There's actually a YouTube video review on that spray booth that Cam has. And it takes a bit of setting up, I believe, to get it right with water level and the actual spray that has to be level, front, back, left, right. And once it's set up properly, it actually works very well. And the water compartment comes out, apparently slides out on them. If it's, I'm sure it's the same one as Cam's got. And the guy was giving it a glowing review, to be fair.
I've never used one, so I can't
I
comment.
see the benefit of it, but owning a bench vent and the power of these things, I'll stick with this.
Yeah, I don't think I'd swap.
I'd rather launch my filter in the bin every week and just stick a new one.
Yep.
I've heard a lot of people complain about the smell. Apparently, they absolutely stink.
It's just less.
Yeah, well, you have stagnant water with chemical mixed into it. It's going to smell pretty quick.
Well, not only that, all you're catching is the dusty part of it. You're not actually catching all the airborne crap, are you? Do you know what I mean? All you're going to catch is the stuff that you're firing straight into it.
Yeah, is it a fan at all then? The pull?
Yeah, it's still fanned.
Okay.
It sort of speaks for itself. If the fan's not pulling the water through it, and and that cascade of water's coming down in a straight line, then it's probably not that effective.
But if you're happy with it, it works.
That's the thing. I bet it doesn't draw.
No, you can't do. Otherwise, the water wouldn't be cascading.
Yeah.
On a similar
water cascades down a plate. That's what I mean. So the water falls down a plate. So when you, like I say, it catches the particles that goes past the model, but would normally land on your filter, would land the water particles and get taken straight down into the water. The vapors and stuff still get pulled out through the back, around the back, and out through a vent system. Yeah. Vent outside or through a carbon filter or whatever setup you have.
Well, it might be worth sort of keeping an eye out for when Cam is in and asking him the question, just to see how he's getting on with it, really.
So there's a gap at the top.
On a similar thing, there's something I see quite a lot of people, and we've had this discussion before, Mr. Scattergook, with somebody years ago, and it's people who have extractors, which has the hose on the back, and they put it into a box with water in it.
Yeah.
That's a magical box, because that is just as good as having it out your window.
No, it didn't.
Because it diffuses everything through the water, and I'm like, okay, the particulate it would, the vapors are still going to go somewhere.
Yeah,
exactly.
If they're not coming out your booth, they're going into there. Where are they going?
Well, as soon as
it'll probably
going to try and come back
into your environment.
Yeah, eventually it'll leach through. Yeah.
Think of it this way.
It'll probably
Think
reduce
of it this way. Think of it this way. What happens when you fart in a tub?
I don't know. He gets out and shouts at me.
Well, there you go. But your vapors are still going through the water, are they not?
Yeah.
There you go.
There's the other ones, a tumble dryer. You know, you can have the condensing tumble dryer indoor and things.
Yeah, so Cam's booth has a big gap at the top that the fan will actually draw vapor.
Yeah.
And the water. So we have a local hobby or local auto paint booth here that has water that runs underneath a grid in the floor.
Yeah.
So it collects the particulate.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
And then it goes out into this drum, and this drum is pumped out by a company that takes care of that stuff, and it smells ridiculous.
Yeah.
They take it down the road and
Basically,
chuck it
the
in the
booth
local
runs
river.
on positive air pressure.
But I mean, knowing Cam as well, I mean, I would imagine every time he uses it, which won't be that often, to be fair, but I would imagine that Cam will actually take. Well, he doesn't, does he? And he's admitted that himself.
No, he doesn't.
Spray
He
that
doesn't.
often. That's
Yeah.
why he's gone for it. But Cam will. I've no doubt. Every
Oh, yeah.
time he's used it, I bet he's
Yeah.
emptied it and cleaned that out.
Oh, that, he'll have,
Like
he'll have his
like the smell
marigolds
issue.
on. Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
so
he's
he's
a medical
he'll have an
professional,
apron
so
on, marigolds
No,
on.
he will. He'll have had
He'll
that
like
done.
Mrs. Bucket. Mrs.
Marigolds,
Bucket.
yeah.
Like when you buy a new car, what do you do for the first 2-3 months? You wash it regular every weekend, every weekend. After that, you just think, "Nah, I can't be asked. See ya." Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And it will get to that stage when.
We're going back to the bath thing.
I can imagine with a lot of people,
Lost me
Cam
there for a
is
minute.
pretty. I
Cam
don't know.
looks like a
I
bit.
don't think he
Cam will be anal with that, I reckon.
He will.
Well,
Yeah.
his
yeah. Well,
profession.
he is a medical professional, so
Like
His
saying-
profession is that he
That's
is.
it, though, yeah.
He is clean.
What we should do with Cam, I think we should pressure him into making a video of him using it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not?
Hey,
That's what we all.
I'll have a go at that. I'm good at that.
We could just record the hangout someday.
Don't need to pressure him.
What we really need is Cam to become an expert on pouring silicon malt.
Ooh, well, I don't think the channel has enough time to grow.
Yeah.
Have we got a part 2 to that, did you say, Dan?
Yes, there's a part 2, which is a completely different subject.
Okay.
So question 2, it's kind of part 2 of Graham's questions, whatever. Resin kits are now becoming popular. What is the crew's recommended prep for body shells prior to priming and painting?
Oh,
Never
good
built one.
question.
Exactly what
yeah.
with videos. Rescribe, make them a bit deeper.
Yep.
I would say you're right. Watch the videos.
Flatten back 3000 grit Tamiya. Toothbrush into all the panel lines. Degrease it with a wonderful product like that.
Done.
Scale prepaid degreaser.
Yeah.
Dry it all off. Mount it securely is probably one of the most important things you can do. You don't want to
Mount
drop resin. You do not want to drop resin because it will smash. It will
It's
break.
very brittle.
Yeah. And
So what about any flaws in the resin? If there's any holes, you often get pinholes in resin.
Yeah. Bubbles. Yeah.
you mean fill them?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to fill it, aren't you?
I would suggest
With
Yeah.
Your filler of choice, which for me would be on resin. I probably wouldn't use super glue because it's too bloody soft, the resin.
I use that perfect plastic putty.
Yeah, but have you tried any of the black super glue that's rubberized?
I quite like the resin glue and then cure it with a UV light. It works really well because it is resin, surprisingly.
Yeah, but the resin kits you build are going to be a different kind of resin. They're cast resin rather than.
Yeah, it still works, Luke. I've
It
not
will
done it a couple of
work, yeah,
times.
but I probably suggest
It's a good product for pro scale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
possibly.
Going back to
based filler because it's got that kind of bite, like Paul said with super glue. Super glue. I've fit like when I was doing the C1 models, I used super glue to fill a little divot. That is sanding away, and the actual super glue which filled the divot just popped off because the resin is normally really, really smooth. Something like a paste, like I know the Tamiya stuff can shrink, but something like that I think would work better because it gives it a bit more bite, I think.
There's an easy way around this question. Only use good quality resin.
Yeah, I mean,
but sorry, just to go back to the actual beginning of the prep on the resin, because we have them with the MFH kits. it goes back to my question on safety again. The resin dust can be hazardous to your health, so you need to wet it down. Okay, keep your surfaces wet. If you can do it in water, if it's possible to do that, then do it that way. Okay, to sand it in water, or at least wet it down with a spray or something.
Wet kitchen towel on the bottom.
Yeah, basically you've got to take those particulates out the air and keep them.
In fairness, apparently the newer resin is a lot, and I mean substantially less damaging than the older stuff. Remember the old really bright yellow?
Yeah.
That's really harmful. Apparently, the newer stuff is a lot more friendly, but still, it's particulate. And somebody made the point in the chat there. Even if it's just people like, oh, just use acrylic, you don't need a respirator. That's fine. It might be acrylic paint, and it might need to be suspended in water, but it's still a particle you shouldn't be breathing in.
Correct.
So it is better, but yeah, with resin, I get slack on resin. If I'm just doing one quick bit, I'll just sand it, blow it away. I will openly admit I do that. If I'm just flattening a body, I'm not really sanding anything off it, so there won't be any real dust. I won't do it then. But if I was to sit here with like a Dremel,
no resin rust,
start going to town something, then I'd have it. You don't need a respirator with resin. You just need a dust mask. It's only the particulate.
Yeah.
So your cheap dust mask that people wear in paint booths will do the job just fine. But I'll be honest, from my experience, they're harder to breathe through than a bloody respirator.
I will say this. I will say this: if you've got access to a not a scrap Hoover, but a decent Hoover. Buy yourself a nice big funnel. Have some way to attach it. Have some way to attach it to your bench. Have the Hoover pipe taped to it. Switch that on while you're sanding it. It'll suck everything you.
Why are we getting visions of Officer Doofy?
That's a good one, Dan. I like that one.
Good tip.
Another key thing is
if I'm doing some major sanding, I will break my Hoover out and use that to suck up all the mess.
When I send a small, there will be more parts in the Hoover than on my desk.
Another key thing as well, though, is if going back to the filling part, and maybe this is why you had stuff snap off. And when I did that Profil 24 kit, I had to do quite a lot of filling and building parts up that had actually broken off or hadn't come out of the mold. The thing is, you have to make sure everything is thoroughly clean beforehand. And if it is molded resin, it will have a release agent. If you haven't cleaned the release agent off and you try and fill it with anything, it won't stick properly.
So that goes back to the washing prep.
Clean is the starting point, and then whatever your filler of choice is ultimately, I guess. But I swear by the UV light glue, and for me, it's worked a treat on that. So it's hard, it's durable. It's
a subjective thing, isn't it? Some people, I don't like plastic putty. Jamie loves that. I can't stand the stuff. It just shrinks for me. It doesn't work.
I don't work with. I don't work with resin, but does lacquer thinner harm resin like it does plastic or styrene?
No, it won't touch the resin.
Really?
It'll take a long time for anything to happen to it.
If you've got no specific degreaser or anything like that.
Oh, it needs very liquid.
Very liquid work. UMBF is
perfect.
It's probably very liquid. Washing up liquid, Dawn soap is probably one of the best things to use.
Seriously.
It will fully degrease everything.
Well, you look at the metal parts in a tumbler.
Yeah. All we put in is a couple of drops of washing up liquid, and it cleans up amazing. This is why when people say about washing your full-size cars, don't use washing up liquid. There was the old thing that it scratch your car. That's a load of rubbish. It doesn't do that.
It had rusting agents in it, didn't it? A long time. I don't know.
More importantly now, though, what it does, it will strip off any protectant on your car.
Dawn in hot water will strip wax and everything.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Professional detailers now recommend it as a reset on your car bodywork. Wash the car with washing up liquid. It'll take off anything else that was there, and you can start again. So washing up liquid will clean everything.
So if you want to remix your car, that's to get it, back to basics.
Yeah, but that's the same on resin, white metal, plastic. Washing up liquid it'll clean everything perfect. Problem for me is that's more of a pain in the arse than reaching for a, alcohol-based degreaser, which will do just as good a job.
Yeah.
And it's quicker for me, easier. If you watch the last build, I've got to start going to town on them with a toothbrush now, to making sure I'm getting all
An alcohol-based degreaser? What's that?
That's one.
Look at that. Pre-paint degreaser.
Oh, look at that.
And who makes that, Paul?
You've got to be posh to have that.
Oh,
Sure.
pro scale.
There you go.
I
There you
use
go.
the UMP airbrush cleaner.
Yes, Alan.
It's nice too.
Does it go well with Pepsi if it's alcohol based?
No, definitely don't drink this.
It's
These have got health and safety on the mind and all that.
Yes.
it's better with something spicy like a rum, Alan.
Okay.
Anyway, yes.
Moving on. Quickly.
But yeah, so look at prep. I always say in some of my videos, preparation is key. It really is. It literally is. It can start off a good model, and it takes seconds to do. And I bet a lot of people don't bother doing it. I really do. And we all see it. I see it all the time on Facebook groups. I've done this. This has gone wrong. And I can
What did I do?
what it is. They've had a paint reaction because there's mold release on the resin, or they've used masking tape over it and it's pulled the paint off. And it would be simply because they've not prepped that plastic, metal, or resin. And
That's what they say. The 3 Ps knacker everything, don't they?
That's right.
But yeah, well, the worst culprit is that hitchhiking is terrible. No, your fingerprints is one of the worst things.
Oh yeah, it's oil.
It's horrendous. I've got a video somewhere, and I proved a point by accident with the UMP primer. Whereas I said about degreasing it'll all be fine. There was one spot I'd held before, perfectly primed part, except my thumbprint right in the middle. You could see it perfectly, and I was like,
yeah.
That enamel paint job on that Camaro, the reason why I waited so long is it always felt tacky.
Yeah.
So the longer you held it, the more you heated up the paint. And it would just be
My thought process when it comes to prep, which can be boring or whatever, is you spend that extra 5-10 minutes prepping properly. That'll save you hours of work down the line when something goes wrong.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I love
That's
that.
a good one.
Well, hopefully it prevents it going wrong.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you don't prep, keep upside.
Fail to prepare, prepare to fail.
Ooh.
and who goes to bed with? Oh no, we'll leave that one.
No.
Yeah, we leave it.
Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance.
Does anyone still wash styrene sprue pots? Some people do, but what's the point in washing it all in your sink, letting it all dry on your drainer, building it, and getting your fingerprints all over it?
And then wash it again anyway before you spray paint it.
So you might as well just build it and wash it before you paint it anyway.
Yeah.
So I wash it before I put color on it. After primer, after sanding, that's when I wash it.
I wash it before the primer.
Completely pointless washing sprues, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know.
I agree with you because you're going to be.
It used to be what we had to do, though.
Well, yeah, you can still
You'd
see
come
some of
and
the kits. If you angle some of the kits and some resin parts, you can physically see them mold release on the part. Resin especially.
Yeah.
And I could see that, and I'll tell you where I could see it, and it's probably the only negative thing I can say about that kit. I've just finished the Alpha model BMW, spotlessly clean resin out the box. The kit box one, it had mold release on the body. I could see it.
Yeah.
To be fair, when
Well,
I
kit box is starting too.
when I built the Meng GT40, that plastic, when it came out of the packet, felt greasy. That's the only kit I've ever washed.
That could also be the quality of the plastic, couldn't it? It could be oily plastic.
That's true. But I did give it a wash and it did seem a lot better afterwards. So I don't know if it was because it was relatively new or whatever, but it did feel a bit greasy. It was weird. But that's probably the only kit
It takes a
I've
couple of minutes to wipe things over or whatever. And yeah, save a lot of mucking around. But yeah, I see it all the time, post everywhere. This has happened. I'm like, yeah, you've done this. This has happened. That's happened. It'll always be 43 people telling them that the lawn furniture paint they've used isn't the problem, and it's this and it's that. And
So the reason I was asking that was lacquer thinner. Does it react to resin? Is because a lot of fillers are lacquer thinner based. You know. So I didn't know how lacquer thinner worked with resin, because I know if you put it on plastic, you know, and you can stand a chance of melting. And
if it's aggressive.
We'll get a reaction with
all our primers, all our lacquer paints have got thinner in them, and they're fine on resin.
and plastic.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds like a paint salesman there.
Here we go.
No, but I'm saying, like, if you took lacquer thinner on a rag and then wipe on resin like you would on plastic. If you wiped on plastic, you couldn't even make 2 swipes on a plastic and it's ruined.
Yep.
Would you be able to do that on resin and not ruin it?
Yeah. The easy way around that is use Mr. Leveling Thinner. You can do it on plastic.
Yeah.
Not pure lacquer thinner. Different way around it then, isn't it? And then you're safe on both parts then.
I think the easiest way is to use isopropyl
If you're in doubt, I mean, Joe, just go the safest route, isn't it? Use Mr. Leveling. Because lacquer thinner also varies in its potency as well. From your standard thinner, your gun cleaner, the reclaim stuff, to your 2K thinner.
So like that sunny side stuff that we can get at the local place like Walmart or whatever, that stuff is fairly bland.
Yeah, it was the 2K stuff. The 2K stuff will probably be the most potent one.
Yeah, that stuff will melt.
Yeah, I wouldn't risk the 2K stuff, Joe, if I'm honest. I'd have to try it on a piece. I'll try it one day when I think on. I'll try it. But for me, I wouldn't put normal lacquer thinner in anything personally. I'd always.
I'm not saying I'm pouring lacquer thinner on anything like that.
I know.
I'm just going by. I was just questioning the filler part.
Yeah,
That's all.
I was just saying for me that I'd keep it away. That's all. I mean. Just in case somebody out there starts wiping down the models with lacquer thinner. That's all.
Don't.
Putting away.
Don't.
Oh no, the wings fell off.
And that was it for questions for crew.
Cool.
Thank you for a spirited response.
Yeah.
Well done.
And thank you to Graham for the question as well.
Yeah, good question, Graham. Thank you.
Yeah.
Daryl, put your finger out the questions, will you? What the hell is Daryl going on about in the chat?
I think he's been at the old cherry.
Who knows?
He's slightly worried about me turning up at his door with a walking stick, apparently.
You're known for that, aren't you?
You know? Fair enough. Right, there we go. That's it. That's us. We're done. We'll be back next Friday. Don't forget, it's our auction next week, so come and join us. I'm trying to raise some money for a couple of fantastic charities. We've got over 80 lots. Don't forget, if you got anything else you'd like to send Simon, send it over.
Oh.
We're trying to get to 100 lots. We need 20 more lots.
20 more lots.
Simon's like,
I think we should all have a little dig around our stashes and see what we can find.
Okay.
I got
I have a couple of just out that door behind me.
Simon's going to move.
yeah, Simon's going back to Spain.
I just feel sorry for Tracy.
To the jet ski.
Why? What's it got to do with him? He's minding his own business up at the top there, Al.
Where's he going over there to take all the stuff to the post office?
Who, Tracy Frogelman?
Maybe.
Frogsod.
What?
He's looking confused
Did
now.
I do something?
Alan's blaming you for something, Tracy.
Checking on you.
Oh, his wife did, yeah, Tracy. Oh, it's Simon's wife, yeah, Tracy.
Anyway, there we go. We're all done. Lucas is there saying bye, mate. Regards from Crossnote. Yes, mate. There we go.
See you, buddy.
Thanks, Lucas.
Yeah, we're back Friday next week, 7 p.m. We'll be live every day on my other channel through the week. 10:30 tomorrow-ish it'll be. 9-ish, 9:30 on Sunday and 8:30 through the week. And I've got, God, let me think, It's where it gets confusing now. I'll tell you what is really confusing: building two M3s at the same time.
Boy.
With only one letter designation separating them. One's an F80, one's a G80. I'm building the G80 while still editing the F80 videos. And doing the intro of the F80 video talking about the G80.
Yeah.
5 minutes in, I thought, I'm talking about the wrong bloody car here.
You're looking for shit doing that.
I was doing the thumbnail for the Kitbox one. I put the Alpha Models logo on it. I sat there, I was like, oh, God, what am I doing? But anyway, yeah, part 3 of the Alpha Kitbox BMW, the purple one, is going on ISM tomorrow. Part 1 of the G80 is up on Patreon right now. Part 2 of that will go up on Sunday or Monday, and then part 3 I've got next week at some time.
So many first world problems.
Yes, it is. It's very confusing, that call, and it's a head wreck trying to do a video, trying to remember what I'm talking about at the time. So I literally just put one down, and the other one's been finished for a week. So yeah, that's due out. I'll be back to my Ferrari 250 GTO. I'm going to do the vote tomorrow for my next plastic car build. It'll be a public build, you will see it. It'll be on early release, but then it'll be on ISM. And something else.
Clocks go forward on Sunday.
Clocks go forward on Sunday, yes. That's got to do with that. But anyway, thank you, Paul. Yep. And it's April next month. You got any videos due outside? No.
They sigh. No.
Yeah.
No.
Dan, Sky Good?
Yes.
You got some videos due out?
Oh, yeah.
I got. They're off in the bedroom again, are they?
OnlyFans 1 and OnlyFans 2.
Different website.
Unedited and 30 seconds long.
I was going to say, well, it's a
Danny does dog.
Dan on the
Listen, Dan.
Oh God, Jamie, I'm going to use that one.
Roland,
and there's another one called Grumpfest.
Old review for the little Fiat is up, and there will be a kit review going up as well this weekend, and part 2 is in the making.
Cool. Mr. Croak?
Part 2 of the Fujimi GT40 soon. Might be a bit delayed because I'm away for 2 weeks.
You're not loud.
Internet, you're not ready for the auction next week, are you?
No.
That is
coming over the week after because I don't fly back from Canada until the Friday night. So
gallivanting around the world.
Gallivanting around the world with his mates rather than supporting his friends on the charity.
Jet setting.
Appalling. There's no other word for it.
Dan, what you could always do, you could always call around at Joe's and participate in the auction from Joe's.
Yeah.
No, I'll be in Los Angeles for the auction.
Oh, the jet
we're not having one there.
And just a question, which I believe you might have asked Simon the other day, or somebody certainly did. Do they not have the internet in Los Angeles?
They do, but the auction will be on at 11 a.m. So I'll be in work. So.
Well, maybe you should ask for a special time off.
When you're at work, can you not go? Excuse me, everybody. I've just got to go.
Can you not go go sit in the loo for 3 hours? On your phone.
Just use your phone and an earpiece.
Dan sat there. Yeah, the next lap. Oh, sorry. You go next door.
You've done that before, so.
You hear noises from the cubicle next door that sounds like shoes falling out of a loft.
I love that one.
I love that analogy so much. Yeah, Si doesn't know that one, do you, Si? You missed that last week.
Yeah,
probably.
Somebody referred to their bad guts and they've been in the toilet. They said it was that bad. It sounded like loose shoes falling out of a loft. The thing is, you can hear it when I say it, can't you? I just thought it was brilliant. Good night, everyone. We'll end it on that. We'll see you next week, all right? Enjoy the rest of your night. And come tune in tomorrow morning on the live show, all right? Take care. Bye.